You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Go now. Here we go now. Here we go. Oh, hey. Happy Pride. Happy Pride, guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 17, Episode 13. Angela, come to the front. Look, Angela, come to the front. Everyone has their day on Real Housewives and Real Housewives of Atlanta, but Angela, come to the front. And all you people that are like, you're vindicated about Angela. It doesn't change the fact that Angela is a great housewife, okay? And she has proven herself to be very entertaining. However, this is why I always say be team you, because there will always be a day when your fave, you have to put their hand out. Come on, let me put your hand right here. Hold on. Put your hand right here. Now go sit in the corner. Go sit in the corner, Angela. And this reminds me of how the reunion went for her when it came to the Phaedra of it all, because she really didn't have any solid information. And it feels like, Angela, girl, what is this? George, okay? The George of it all. You insinuating one thing. Ashley, that was her name, right? Ashley is proving that you were trying to pick up information. Did y'all spot that when Ashley was like, well, when she was talking to Angela, well, you were asking about Shamea and if we had anything on Shamea. Angela, come to the front of the line. I know Angela is feeling it today. She's got all the fans saying, like, Angela, this is not the one you want. This is not the one you want. And it's giving very much like what they were doing to Drew last season. Oh, she's lower hanging fruit. Let's come after Drew. No. And I feel like that's what you felt like with Shamea. Shamea, I know Shamea's feeling good today, but Shamea's real quiet. Look, Shamea's real. Hold on, where's my crickets? I've added the new stuff to the soundboard, but now I don't know where they're located anymore. Please hold. Let me find my crickets. Where the crickets at? But that's back. That's back. Where the damn crickets at? Wait. That's back. Oh, new ones. Shamea's been real quiet, though, since the reunion. You saw how everybody, well, not everybody, at least the right side of the couch, K. Michelle did come out and post like the reunion went really well, and shout out to all the season 17 ladies. But y'all notice how the left side of the couch, they were like, reunion went well. We did that. It was amazing. I mean, okay, they didn't say it like that. But I found that to be interesting. I found it to be interesting that, you know, some people were quiet. I also found it was interesting that they were all speaking out about the reunion. I'm used to Andy doing it. It felt like someone sent them a memo to go to Instagram and post about the reunion. Very much like how they do every week when there's a new episode. It felt like, oh, we got our marching orders. We need to go to social media and talk about the reunion. I don't know. Has Shamea said anything, though, since the reunion? Has she, has she said it? I'm just checking on, because this is your week, Shamea. This is when you should be shining. She's been real quiet. Okay. I don't know, but I already told you it didn't look good for her. But Shamea, this week it's good for you. Come on. Come on. Let me just sound the alarm, because you know that's what she would, and she'd be twerking with it. Look, she'll be twerking with it. This is your week, Shamea. You're winning this week. This week you're winning. Where is Shamea? Can someone send out a search party? Because I know this is going to be real annoying for some people. Okay, calm down. Okay, someone disliked the video by accident. Before I came live, someone disliked the video. Go double check that you liked the video and didn't dislike the video. or maybe not. Look, maybe not. But thank you to the 146 of you that have already liked the video. If you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't forget, we are still raising money. I've extended, because there ain't no way. I promised last year that we were going to raise $10,000 for the center, the LGBT center here in New York City. And shout out to everyone that was celebrating Pride here in New York City yesterday, including our mayor. Okay? Shout out to all of y'all. Happy Pride. It's still Pride until tomorrow, but we are going to raise that $10,000. So I have extended our Pride fundraiser into July, Because before the summer is over, y'all gonna raise this. Y'all gonna raise this $10,000. You hear me? Look, you hear me? Look, this is me grabbing you by your collar. Yeah. We gonna raise this $10,000. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. So that's some real money from YouTube giving. YouTube's not getting a cut. Okay, they're getting a tax cut. But 100% of your donation goes to the organization. So we're gonna raise this money together. Who's with me? Hands in. Look, hands in. Who's raising this money with me? Whew. Look. Whew. Yes, Angel. Do you see it? Angel sent me this place to get the jersey, the Knicks jersey for Pride Month. Thanks, Angel. And happy 15 months of being a part of our community and a member. All right. Two Foxy says, blame Trump. On what? Look, on people not donating? Well, yeah, the economy. I get it. I do get it. But I know that there are tens of thousands of you that watch the channel where y'all not hard up for money. Look, some of y'all not hard up for money. Some of y'all, the economy's not affecting you. So that means you could donate more. Regina said you weren't giving enough threats throughout June, Kempire. Oh, so it's my fault. It's my fault. Okay, fine. Well, y'all gonna get... Look, Nicole says bully. Well, Regina just said I wasn't being bully enough. So I'm gonna bully y'all for the rest. I'm gonna bully y'all for the rest of July because we're gonna raise this money. Okay. Oh, and De La Shay says, Angel, we need the link. Okay. Angel. Well, I don't think Angel could drop it in here, so maybe I'll post it after the live where you guys can get your own jerseys. Okay. How you doing? All right. Focus, y'all. So we're still raising money for Pride Month, so donate. If you watch a replay of this, you'll be able to find it anywhere along the video. However, if you go check out any of my other videos, you'll be able to donate as well, okay? Look at De La Shay says, Kim, we know you got it. Match the donations. Well, I would if y'all donated, but some of y'all haven't, so no. Look, no. All right, let me get to this. Because there's still a lot more to get into when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Guys, how would you rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta? We're already halfway through the season. How would you rate it? I've been watching on Facebook. You know, on Facebook, they post a lot of old clips from past seasons. We really had it good when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not saying that we need to go back to, you know how some of the fans are like, bring back Nene, bring back Kenya. I did find it interesting, though, that they showed Kenya in this week's episode. Y'all see that? It's not that they don't want to work with Kenya. It's that they can't. And I'm going to say it every time I remember to say it. I look forward to a Real Housewives of Atlanta Ultimate Girls Trip. They're not going to do it this year. And again, I don't want them to do it if Kenya can't be a part of it. I want Kenya to be a part of any Ultimate Girls Trip, RHOA Legacy. That's what they should do. I would love to see that. I've been saying this for a while now. I want to see an Ultimate Girls Trip, Real Housewives of Atlanta edition, very much like what they did with Roni. I'm telling you right now, it would be the #1 Ultimate Girls Trip season. It will do better, even better than the 20th anniversary. Because if I'm going to be honest with you, based off of the principal cast for this 20th anniversary, I'm not enthused. Anyone else? I'm not enthused at all. And I believe Bravo and NBC Universal and Peacock knew that they had to have Nene a part of it because, 20 years without Nene would not make any sense. But I want to see an Ultimate Girls Trip with Nene and Portia and Candy and Drew. Yes, put Drew in there. Drew's been a part of the show. And Sheree and Kim Zolciak. Okay, they're already in the Bravo family. Come on. Look, J.I. says Kenya can stay gone. She has always been a liability. Well, I just can't believe Kenya did that, right? I still can't get over that. That was such a silly, stupid mistake. Very, very silly and stupid mistake. However, there's no way we can do Ultimate Girls Trip without a Real Housewives of Atlanta legacy without Kenya. All of them need to be there. But that's my opinion. I'm just going to keep mentioning it because we're going to co-create it together, right? All right, I've digressed. If you're watching on YouTube, you can vote in the live chat poll to let us know how you'd rate this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. How are we feeling about the Scotland trip? Okay, so we start this episode with Scotland. Like, they are literally at the airport heading to Scotland. Were they really making that amount of ruckus in first class? I had never seen anything like that in first class. What are we doing, people? Have some decorum. We're in first class. Maybe it wasn't. Was that first class? Hey, that could have been business class. Okay, I guess we could do that business class. Maybe. All right. So, okay, where are even my notes right now? Let me open my notes. Okay. All right. So we have the women arriving. This trip is going to be hosted by Phaedra and Portia because they both were on Traders. Okay. So Phaedra says, I had an iconic run on Traders. She did. She really, really did. And we're not going, I know Phaedra's not a lot of people's cup of tea, but if you watch that season of Traders, then you know that she really stood out. She really did a good job. However, she didn't win. Because she shades Portia. She's like, Portia didn't have the same experience that I did. And then they show Portia getting eliminated. But I thought to myself, yes, Portia did not have the same experience, but you both got eliminated. Just in all fairness, if we're going to be honest. But I will say this, Phaedra made it a long way. She definitely made it a long way in Traders. Unfortunately, Portia left pretty early. Portia left pretty early. Okay, but it's okay. I kind of wish Portia didn't leave as early because I'm seeing all these moments from past episodes of Portia. I was like, Portia really is funny in her own right. Even in this episode, Portia has been really funny. Everybody was delivering in this episode. They're funny. Okay, not everybody. Let me not exaggerate. But a good majority were funny and entertaining in this episode. Okay? If you're just joining us, guys, we're talking about how Angela needs a spanking for this week's episode. OMG. All right. K. Michelle says, okay, so they arrived. So everyone's in their Jeeps. Very similar to Traders. I don't know if that was intentional or this just was the means of transportation and they didn't have a Sprinter. But I think they were trying to give us the Traders experience. And this is very much like how it happens. For those that don't watch Traders, they picked them up in like these separate trucks and then they head to the castle. What is this considered? This is considered a mansion. It's 10 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms. Was it 10 bedrooms? Yeah, 10 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, right? Or was it 20 bedrooms? I can't remember. It was big though. What I loved that they typically do with the black housewives, there was no fighting over rooms. Everyone had a fabulous room except Kelly. Okay, no, she had a fabulous room. She just didn't have a bathroom that was tied to her bedroom. However, she had her own bathroom. Okay? So I'm happy that they had a sprawling hotel. What the mansion? Look, mansion. Look, was it 20 bedrooms? Oh, it was 10 beds. Okay, 10 beds. So I think I was just doing the math in my head. So 10 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. Okay, but perfect. No one's fighting over a room. Everyone's room is fabulous. And now we have Torgy. So you remember on TikTok, there was this trending viral moment where people were discovering that there were black people, like true black people in Scotland, Scottish black people. So a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, Torgy was one of those people. So the women were like looking at Torgy and they're like, oh my God. Everyone had a comment. Pinky was like, don't tell Derek, but ooh, he's kind of fine. Okay. Shamea said, we talked about this last week. Shamea, first of all, when they pull up, they have a woman playing the bagpipes, not the banjo. Cynthia playing the bagpipes. Shamea, in her confessionals, she gets up and she twirls around. This is just Shamea. At this particular point, I'm not going to get on Shamea for being Shamea. This is who she is. We should not be surprised. All right? Okay, Cheka says, Cheka? Is that how you pronounce it? I think it's an estate. Yes, that's better. An estate. They're staying in an estate. All right? So Shamea gets up and she starts to the banjo and she twirls around, okay? She twirls around and then she starts speaking in tongues. Okay. What do you want me to say at this particular point? We should not be surprised. I find it to be cringe. I find it to be corny. And production's going to let her do that because they already know how the fans are going to react to it. All right? All right. So Then they say he looks like, what's her name? Phaedra says that he looks like Idris Elba dipped in chocolate. I'm confused by that because they both are chocolate. I didn't understand. I guess she was just trying to do that. No. He definitely looks like Sterling K. Brown, though. K. Michelle said in her confession, K. Michelle, you're so much more you are entertaining this week, but you're so much more entertaining in your confessionals than you are in the scenes with the women. You're very boring. I'm sorry, very boring in the scenes with the women. K. Michelle is just sort of there. I'm gonna give her grace because of jet lag of it all, but what was happening in Atlanta? Because it's very much the same in Atlanta. During the Bailey Bowl, Maggie Madness last week, the same thing. Very sleepy in scene. I don't know. Okay. Miss Alex says, Idris Elba is crazy. Torgy is nice looking though. Yeah. But the K. Michelle felt the same way. She was like, yeah, he's no Idris Elba. Yeah, I wouldn't say that he's Idris Elba. He definitely looks like Sterling K. Brown. Have you guys seen Sterling K. Brown in Paradise? There's that season, it was season 1, when he's in the shower with that lady, and you get to see Sterling K. Brown's cakes. He's got a very nice body, and apparently so does Torgy. Okay, but I was like, oh, okay, Sterling. That is very Sterling. Okay. But anyway. Yeah, she's very sleepy in the moment, K. Michelle. All right. So Pinky says that Torgy's fine. Shamea says that she's followed Torgy for a long time. She knows exactly what's up under his clothes. Oh. I wonder how your husband feels about what you were saying. All right. So I have to say the accommodations were pretty impressive. What did you guys think about their accommodations at the estate? I thought they did a good job. Here's the thing, though. I find it so interesting because we hear different things from the housewives, producers, in the streets about who plots and plans these accommodations. And I feel like they pick and choose. If it's like a nice accommodation, oh, we did all of it. If it's bad, she did all of it. So I don't know how much I believe production is very involved in this. I think the housewives have more to do with the activities and things like I think it's partnership in regards to these things because very clearly, if Portia and Phaedra were very much involved in booking this place and planning this trip, they wouldn't be so like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful, this is impressive, unless. Again, you see things online versus seeing it in person. It could be a thing. But I just pay attention to those little things. You know what I mean? Okay. The accommodations, as I said, were impressive. Pinky reveals that Shamea landed the role. So Portia and Phaedra go to look at the rooms to decide who's going to be where. Which, again, I'm glad that we're not fighting over rooms. I'm glad we didn't do that. They've heard you guys. I think this was very intentional. No, we're not going to do the fighting over rooms, okay? We're not going to be like, like Potomac, okay? But Atlanta has done this in the past as well, fighting over rooms. So they go to look at the rooms, and the other ladies sit and wait and, I guess have drinks and things like that and get settled in. So Pinky reveals that Shamea has landed a role in her scripted series, okay? Angela seems like a hater. Hater has to be the key word. Take a shot every time, a shot of water. Okay, we don't drink over here. Take a shot of water or orange juice. It is early. Take a shot of orange juice every time we say hater about Angela, because Angela, you are a hater in this week's episode. It really should be Kilts, haters, and Angela. That's what the episode should be called. Because even when in this moment, Pinky's like, well, Shamea just landed a role in the play. And not the play, the scripted series. So Angela's like, I think we all should make a cameo. We should all make a cameo in it. Pinky's like, the casting is closed. First of all, I felt like Pinky saying that, like, stop it, girl. If any of them make an appearance in your scripted series, it's actually a good thing for you. Okay, because no one knows you to produce a scripted series. They know you for vegan burgers, okay? So them making an appearance in your scripted series actually would be a good thing for you, Okay, just saying. So I didn't like her kind of downplaying that casting is closed. But fine, whatever. But Angela's face when Pinky makes the announcement that Shamea is going to be in the play was just given play. I keep saying play. It went from being a scripted series to a movie. Now I'm calling it a play. It's a scripted series. But Angela's face when she makes the announcement, just giving haters. She's just like, I don't know what it is about Shamea. I mean, I could think a few things, but still, just to hate on Shamea is just unnecessary. All right. I know Shamea feeling good this week, but she real quiet since the reunion. Just saying. Okay. So Angela suggests that everyone should do a cameo. Pinky says that casting is closed. Kelly reveals that Phaedra is helping her with her legal issues. Okay. Especially when it comes to filming with her daughter. She also reveals that she had to move, and Shamea was so gracious to have her move her daughters, her dog, her turtles, all into this home, okay? Which we talked about endlessly last week. And she says it's hard for her to be vulnerable with this group because she's afraid that people are going to take that vulnerability and use it against her, which then leads to Angela saying that she's the least represented in the group. I feel like this was a bad edit because I didn't understand how Angela made this about herself. But I have to say, Angela, you really try to victimize yourself in this episode too. So you and Shamea may have a lot in common. Okay? Angela says that she's the least represented in this group, but Shamea's just like, really? She's like, who has my back in this group? And she points at Drew. Drew chimes in and says, there's no lie that Angela and I have each other's back when necessary. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yes, it seems to be some people do it more than others, and people are called lapdogs for doing it. Shamea, I understand you don't like being called a lapdog, but if you go look back at your behavior over the years and last season, it was more than you just coming to the defense of your friend. It was definitely giving a lapdog. Okay. But anyway, and if anything, some might say you're still being a lapdog to Portia because you guys have avoided talking about your real issues on this show when that's part of your job. That's the elephant in the room. But okay. But apparently that elephant makes an appearance, makes a sound during the Scotland trip, which we'll get to, I'm guessing, next week or the following week. All right. So Angela says that she's the least represented in the group. Kelly brings up the whole William and Sonoma event. She's like, I had your back. I kicked that guy out. See, this is why whoever gave that guy this opportunity, damn y'all, because they've flashed back to that moment so many times since then. And I know he's getting his life from having that moment in the sun on this show. He's like, oh, I was on Atlanta. He probably even has it in his bio. He probably thinks that he is a peach holder. Okay. And you know what? I'm mad at you still, Angela, for then meeting up with this man and then using this man and cousin Juju and all these other people and the godfather of Atlanta to continue this narrative. So Kelly says that, she's had Angela's back. She kicked that guy out. But Angela says, well, no, you may have kicked him out, but then you perpetuated that I may have had something to do with it. Cynthia chimes in. She's like, I mean, the big question here is like, why would Angela have something to do with that? I don't believe Angela had anything to do with that man coming there. I think Angela definitely tried to concoct an explanation and pinpoint it on someone, as she did with Phaedra, but I don't think that she was the one that initiated that at all. Who thinks that Angela was the one behind that man coming on the show? I don't think that she was the one that initiated it at all. Okay, so Shamea is like, okay, Cynthia, you're concerned about why not. I'm concerned about why. I'm concerned. I'm thinking, why not? Why wouldn't Angela do something like that? So Shamea claims that Angela is trying to dig up information on her and asking, she says she knows at least 2 people that Angela has reached out to about her. And look, let me just tell you this. Hey, Leonora, who's watching on Facebook. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook and those of you watching on Twitch. According to Shamea, she says that she knows of at least 2 people that Angela has reached out to dig up information. And look, I was trying to give Angela some grace because she says that one of those people is her neighbor. And she was just like, well, I'm just want to make sure that I can talk to you or about Shamea and there not be an issue. Angela. Ashley literally said when you called her, Ashley says, well, yeah, you were asking me information about her. You are caught in a lie, Angela. You need to own it. I hope you owned it at the reunion, but you are caught in a lie. You were definitely trying to dig up information on Shamea, and I don't understand why. Because what has Shamea done to you specifically? Yes, she's talked about, you guys have had your back and forth, but for you to dig up information on her feels unnecessary. But I feel like you saw the pylon, you saw the fans didn't like her anymore. You saw that the ladies didn't like her anymore. You saw that she was being alienated. She was no longer Portia's friend. Now I'm kind of looking at you bringing the information to Portia like, oh, was this your way of trying to actually what Shamea has accused you of? Is this your way of coming at Shamea? I don't know. Erica says Angela lied. She was caught in a lie. The lies. Did I put that away? I think I did. Hold on. Let's bring that back out.
Lies. The lie.
Yeah. Not Angela Liar. Not Angela Liar. Ricky says, Kempire, I agree. All right. Ooh, Asia says, Angela never changed. She's the same since she came. Mean and nasty. Wow. Really? I don't know if that's that deep. Know the Queen, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Know the Queen says, Angela brought down the episode throwing Ish at the wall and seeing what sticks. I don't know if I say that she brought down the episode, but it was very clear that Angela was caught in a lie. Instead of taking accountability for it, she leaned in and then she tried to switch it up and make it seem like, oh, Shamea did something to her daughter. I didn't like that at all. Because Angela, this was your opportunity to make peace and just move on, but now you're looking lame. But it's okay, Angela. Angela had a message on social media. Let me bring up the message, y'all. And as I'm doing that, keep liking the video. Thank you for already 400 likes. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to share today's live. Sharing the live also helps promote the channel as well. We're still building here on YouTube. Make sure you're following us. Make sure you're following us on the Kempire on Facebook and on Twitch. And I just relaunched our Patreon. I just recorded a special video that'll be coming exclusively to Patreon. And if you're part of the mailing list, you already know what that's going to include. There's more stuff coming to the Patreon exclusively. So be sure to join. It's free to join, but there are other tiers. All right. So if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link there. For those that are watching on Facebook and Twitch, head on over to patreon.com/thekempire. All right. Let me just show you what Angela had to say on social media. Angela says this on social media, y'all. Angela posted this last night. And tomorrow I'll talk about the BET Awards, because I know you guys want to hear my thoughts. And if you follow me on socials, I already was sharing some of my thoughts during the live show. But tomorrow I'll talk more about that along with the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Okay? So Angela said last night after the episode aired, she says, facts matter, period. I was just having a private chat with my neighbor, period. It wasn't my intention to bring it to the group, and I didn't, period. Someone else chose to introduce it here. I assume to create the narrative we've seen tonight. Truth will be revealed. And then she put the blue and orange heart for the Knicks. No. She said, hashtag trust the process. No. Oh. No. Oh. Look, no. No, Angela. But I'm going to wait till the reunion. And Angela, your receipts better land, because Ashley, your neighbor, basically said you were just reaching out to her to dig up information. Angela. Foxy says, Angela, you made that up. Just own it. I hope she takes accountability at the reunion. And again, with the whole information about Angela saying that Shamea is trying to sleep with Hawks and Falcon players. Do you have actual information to prove that? I'm assuming you don't. Or I'm assuming you really don't want to bring that information, because that would be pretty damaging to someone's marriage and relationship and job. Okay. All right. Let me move on because I know you guys want to call in and share your thoughts. But before we do, today's brought to you by our friends over at MyFitnessPal. Quick MyFitnessPal moment. This week, I met with my nutritionist and something in my head said, ding, ding, ding. I need to mention to her that I'm using MyFitnessPal now. Here's the thing. Every time I meet with my nutritionist, she asks me, okay, so what is your diet like now? What are you eating? Walk me through a week of your eating. And a lot of times I don't remember half of what I've eaten between the snacks and things like that. But as you know, I've been using MyFitnessPal again after years of taking a break from it, but I've been using it actively for the last couple of weeks. And this time I was able to go through my day with her. And she also helped me figure out what should be my calorie goal. What exactly is MyFitnessPal saying in regards to my carbohydrates when it comes to my fats and things like that? So meeting with my nutritionist actually helped me utilize the app even more. But the cool thing too is I can also export a lot of the information from MyFitnessPal Premium and I can send that information to her so she has a better understanding of what my day really looks like. That also saves us on time in regards to what we can discuss in our hour. I thought it was really cool. She opened up her MyFitnessPal app because she has one too. And we walked through the cool things that are available within the app that can help me actually have a better meeting with her. No more guessing. I opened MyFitnessPal and there was my whole week logged right in front of us. Real data instead of my memory. Because as I keep mentioning to you, your nutrition is the foundation of everything, from your energy to your sleep, and more importantly, your recovery. And if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to your diet, when you don't know what your activity looks like or what your food intake looks like, then you can't dial it in if you don't actually see it. And that's what Premium does for me. As always, I've gotten you a discount. Go to podcast.myfitnesspal.com and use code KEMPIRE, all uppercase letters, for 15% off Premium. More information on MyFitnessPal will be available in the description. Oh, excuse me, you caught me because this ad, MyFitnessPal ad, reminded me that I need to log my breakfast. Okay, logged, ready to go. Shout out to MyFitnessPal. More information on MyFitnessPal and your discount again will be available in the description. All right. Mahani says that, I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Mahani? Mahanik? Maha? Apologies. Says Angela is clicking down, but Angela is clicking, but it's clicking down. Haji Mommy says Portia. She lives rent free. Wait, who? Who said Portia? Who said Portia? Edward, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Edward says, this drama with Angela and Shamea is getting uncomfortable. I like Angela, but she's doing way too much. I think we all can agree. I think there's a lot of us that like Angela on the show, and I think she's a good housewife. But this is why I say be Team You. You can't be a stan to any of these women, especially when you're watching an edited show where context does matter. But what we're seeing this week is like, yeah, Angela, this is just not your week. But every housewife goes through it. Every housewife goes through it. This week is not your week. Just let it go. Trauma Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. Trauma Queen says, Portia doesn't want Shamea on the show and is trying to ice her out. The last scene with Kelly in bed with the ladies is an attempt to isolate Shamea. Oh, wow, Trauma Queen. You think that she's trying to isolate Shamea from Kelly because Kelly and her are besties? I don't know. I mean, I could see that as a possibility, but I feel like you guys give Portia way too much credit in regards to her plotting and scheming. I'm not saying that she's against it. I'm not saying that that she can't do it. I think you guys give her a little too much credit in regards to some of that stuff. And I don't want to take that moment at the end of the episode, which was my favorite moment from the episode, a real sisterhood. And I've been telling you these last couple of weeks, there have been moments of real sisterhood that makes me go, I feel like, they talked about sisterhood last season, but I'm actually seeing it this season in regards to it. So I don't want to take that moment that we had at the end and now defile it with like it was manipulation. I hope that these women that are really going through things, that have gone through divorce, that have children, that they really are bonding because they've been through something very similar. And the way that Drew was crying in that scene, I was like, Drew is really going through it. And we really haven't had an opportunity to dig into what Drew is going through this season. But Drew was really feeling it in that moment. So I felt like that was really authentic. How dare you defile that? Okay, fine. Right, Ricky says Drew was crying for real. Like, she was doing the ugly cry. Like, I was like, oh my God, can we just check on Drew in this moment? Drew is going through it right now. She's really feeling it, which is interesting because we then end up seeing months later after they stop filming, Drew getting kicked out of the house. They've since settled their divorce, but this is something that was real for her. I think she knew that this could be a possibility where she would have to move out of this house. So she talks about that at the end of the episode. But we'll get back. Chef Lorraine says, I'm happy that Kelly apologized. I love that moment. But everyone's entitled to their opinions. Please understand, I know we have our opinions here, but we welcome other opinions. It's all about how you share it. Okay, so leave Trauma Queen alone. She shared her thoughts and her opinions. All right, Trauma Queen? Okay, everyone's entitled. All right, and she sent a super chat, so thank you. Okay. All right, so back to this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be sure to like today's video, guys, if you haven't already. We're almost at 500 likes, but we have like 1,500 of you watching already. We appreciate it, but like the video, okay? All right. And again, it's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well will start to pop up on your algorithm. All right. All right. So, damn, I'm still in the first scene. Okay. So Angela and Shamea start going at it in regards to her digging up this information on Shamea. George, who we saw when Shamea had her business meeting. So it was that George. Angela's saying that that's her neighbor. And she can't go to an HOA meeting without her doing some sort of investigation. So at first I was sort of like, okay, I see what you're saying, Angela, only for us to find out like, no, Angela, you really were trying to dig up information on Shamea. I don't get why though. Shamea is not your op, okay? I mean, I guess she's your op, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's what's between you and Shamea is that deep that you should be investigating information on her. Okay. Angela then says to Shamea, which everyone clutches their pearls. She's like, did you F George? Did you F George? Because she says that George said that he had to pay Shamea. And Shamea's like, yeah, he donated to my charity event. And they flashback, so that was the scene we didn't see during when she went for a business meeting, that he gave her this check. Okay. But the way that Angela is trying to frame it is that he paid her for sex. Yes. Angela, girl, as they just said in the chat, you're clicking down. I don't know where you were coming with this, but you are definitely clicking down. This is not the way, girl. This is not the way. So Portia and Phaedra end up coming back from doing the room assignments, and they're hearing the argument. They're like, what's going on? Portia says to Shamea, though, because Shamea is trying to defend herself in regards to Angela, Portia says to Shamea, like, you're being really defensive. Cynthia then says that Angela wasn't the only one that felt that Shamea was creating division in the group. So Shamea doesn't like that. According to Cynthia, she says when Shamea is good, it feels like the people that you're cool with are good too. When you're not good, then they're not good. Which, again, we can't see that because we're seeing an edited version of this. So basically what she's saying is like Pinky, K. Michelle, and Kelly, if Shamea is upset about something, then they're all upset. Like, it's not just Shamea. Okay. So Shamea then decides to shade Cynthia. She's like, aren't you the friend that straddles the fence? Here's the thing, and I get it. Some of you believe that Cynthia has chosen a side when it comes to the Portia and Shamea of it all, and she's on Portia's side. So you feel like a lot of what Cynthia is doing is defending Portia. I don't think so, y'all. Again, because I've seen what Cynthia has said, and I've seen Shamea's reaction, and I do feel like Shamea has overreacted when it comes to Cynthia. And now she's taking these shots at her. I feel like her response to Cynthia is very exaggerated versus Cynthia just being the wise one in the group, sort of like the person trying to bring everyone together. I just feel like your smoke for Cynthia feels unwarranted. And I'm not saying that Cynthia has been the best friend or just handled every situation perfectly, but I feel like your level of smoke for Cynthia feels a little like, okay, why so much smoke? Why so much smoke? Okay. All right. Mr. Mellon Match, thank you so much for the super chat. Mr. Mellon, and for being a member. Mr. Mellon says, Angela did too much this week, but I don't think it negates how Shamea plays villain and victim. With that last scene, child, I started scrolling by waffles. Oh, wait, scrolling by waffles. I cannot. I'm that girl, Ty. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hey, Kempire, I think Angela calling Shamea messy and mean, that's really Angela. She's projecting. Well, it definitely was giving messy and mean this week for Angela. And based on what we found out, that's what Angela's been doing behind the scenes, digging up information on Shamea. I don't get why, though. I don't feel like it was necessary. Okay? So Foxy says that Cynthia is clearly not being neutral. We're definitely gonna have to agree to disagree, because I don't feel like Cynthia has really chosen a side. I don't. But that's me. That's me. And here's the thing, too. You have to remember history. Who does she have the friendship and history with? She has the history and friendship with Portia. You know what I mean? That's like asking you not to be on the side of someone that's not someone that you're closer with. I don't know. I do feel like Shamea, and in regards to her reaction to Cynthia, feels a little bit more than necessary. But that's me. I can't tell her how to react. All right. Jacob, thank you so much for the super chat. Jacob says, Shamea added spice to what Angela said in the text to Ashley. I don't think Shamea believed Angela called Ashley on camera. I don't think Shamea believed Angela called Ashley on camera, but Angela lost me a bit. Yeah, no, based on the phone call that Angela had with Ashley, that told me everything that I needed to know. Even though we saw the text messages, that told me everything that we needed to know. All right. Let me see. Back to this. All right. So Portia says that she feels like Shamea is being defensive, which I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, we're chiming in right now. Okay. And then that's where Shamea shades Cynthia in her confessional. K. Michelle says that Shamea can't lead her anywhere but the mall. K. Michelle's confessionals this week really had me kikiing. I was like, okay, she's at least delivering in her confessionals, because in the scenes, in the moment, I'm like, is K. Michelle even here? How are you expected to be the queen of the show, and in the moment, you're not even here? Okay? So K. Michelle said, Shamea can't lead me to anywhere but the mall. She's like, Shamea is always in a mall. Every time I speak to her, she's at someone's store. All right. K. Michelle says that she doesn't want Shamea to lose that type of money. She's like, she finds it interesting. She's saying that the group is hypocritical, because now someone's talking about Shamea's marriage, but before, that you can't do that. You shouldn't be doing that. So she's calling out the hypocrisy in the group. People are talking about Shamea's marriage. And it's like, I don't want to see that for Shamea. I don't know what Shamea would do if she lost that mansion. I don't know what she'd do if she lost that money. So K. Michelle's like, I'm not trying to have Shamea lose her marriage with all that money. Okay? All right, so the women get settled in. They go up to their rooms, and they're speaking with each other. So Shamea tells Kelly to come to her room because she's texting with Ashley, Angela's neighbor, and George's wife. And basically, George's wife, Ashley, is saying that Angela's lying. Literally, is what she says. Ashley says that Angela's lying. Ashley claims that Angela is trying to tarnish Shamea's name. Angela comes to Shamea's room, or to her door, and says, "Oh, why don't you call Ashley? Call Ashley." Which I found to be interesting that she was telling her to call Ashley. I was like, wait, all right. She doesn't call Ashley. So there's a little bit of a back and forth. Those walls are thin, because even with the door closed, we could hear Angela screaming from her room. All right. And so they call Angela when they close the door and Angela's still speaking. They call Angela Sasquatch, and then Angela says, "Okay, RHOA." Pinky's like, "That sounds like a country." Okay, RHOA. Here's the thing, though, Angela. You have no proof that Shamea is a hoe. Okay, if you call her Shamesi, Shamina, we could run with that. But now you calling her a hoe, and she's also a married woman. Okay. Portia is like, what is going on? Because she's hear people arguing. She goes to check on Shamea. She took her wig off. Did y'all see the beady beads in the back? I was like, okay, beady bead. It reminded me of Martin with Portia. Okay, Portia said, I wanted to take my bra off. I took my wig off. I wanted to be able to scratch my braids. Okay. So she goes to check on the people. She's like, well, why are they fussing in? She's like, wait, what's fussing in? She made me laugh in this episode. A couple of them made me laugh in this episode. She's like, why are they fussing in? She's like, what's fussing in? So Shamea gets emotional. She's like, the ramifications of spreading a rumor like this, people are going to believe the lie before they believe the truth, even when you bring the receipts later, which is not a lie. And here go Phaedra. She's like, well, I know. Ma'am. And then they flash back to 2014 where Kenya, they show Kenya, flashback to when Kenya was talking about Mr. Chocolate. Now, hold on, wait a minute. Flashback a little bit further, a little bit more to the present. Flashback to the season where Phaedra was spreading a false rumor. Flashback to season 9, where Phaedra was spreading a false rumor about Candy Burris Tucker, well, formerly Tucker. So, Phaedra, I cannot defend you when it comes to they've talked about your marriage, they've spread lies about you. You did the worst lie of them all. You have no stake in this situation right now because you did the worst lie of it all. But you know what? Your lie proves Shamea's point. Your lie proves Shamea. I know Shamea thinking in her head, I know you ain't gonna try to sit here and act like you were late because you did that to my friend Candy. Like, really? Really? Come on, Phaedra. She's like, yeah, I understand about, people saying false things about you. We know you understand because you're a perpetrator. Okay? You are a perpetrator. Not perpetrator. Anyway. But I thought that was funny. So Portia says to them, she's like, I'm going to tell Angela that's it. Which made me think, because some of you have speculated that Angela is the lapdog for Portia. And I said to myself, well, Portia can just go over there and tell Angela to stop? Did you tell her to start? I'm not saying that she did. I'm just saying what people have been saying on these streets. Because for me, that in that moment, I was like, wait a second. But Portia goes over there to speak with Angela. She's like, you know what? I just spoke with Shamea. We got to end it. So that's when Angela decides to call Ashley. And here's the thing, Angela. This is not working out for you. Angela basically calls Ashley, and Ashley confirms that, yeah, you were just asking me information about her. And Angela was like, but I never said that you said anything about sex. She's like, she also denies that they even talked about sex. They flash back. They were definitely talking about sex because Angela asked Shamea about if she was effing George. And then she's like, her daughter will be over for a play date. She kept that conversation very quick and short, probably intentionally. Right, Angela? But I think they were playing semantics because Angela, yes, you didn't say that Ashley said anything about sex, but you did. She admits it, though, in the moment when it comes up. Because Portia's like, but who brought up sex? She says, well, I did. Yeah, but you also have no proof. And your proof is basically that George said that he had to pay. Come on, Angela. You, and then later on in the episode, you basically say George never said that he slept with her. He just said that he had to pay her. You pieced this lie together to come at Shamea, and now you got egg on your face. At 702, Shay says that Angela's a little unhinged. A little bit, right? Patricia says Angelier got caught. Ooh, not Angelier. Ariel says that Angela is a bully. Angela, I know you feeling it this week because Angela has been riding high off of people loving her on the show. It is what it is, Angela. You chose this path. You chose this path. It's interesting to see what this reunion will look like, though. Okay? It'll be interesting to see. Millie says that was such a reach with Angela, right? Dee says that's a disgusting rumor made up so you won't talk about her. Foxy says, not Angelier. Oh, Lord. Let me say thank you, guys, because we already over 500 likes. Thank you guys so much for that. If you're just joining us, don't forget you can also hear our Real Housewives of Atlanta recap both on YouTube, but you can hear the audio on the KEMPIRE podcast. Subscribe today. We did have a special Club KEMPIRE episode that dropped on Apple Podcasts exclusively. That is our paid Apple Podcast subscription. That's where I kind of catch up and I spill tea with you guys as well. We're going to be spilling more tea and more exclusives on our Patreon as well. So be sure to follow us on Patreon. It is linked in our YouTube, but if you're following on Facebook or on Twitch, head on over to patreon.com/thekempire and join. We have some new tiers. A lot of new content is coming to the Patreon, so be sure to check that out. OMG Steph, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I don't like how they're downplaying the damage Angela's lies can affect Shamea's marriage. Of course, she's defensive. She has a great man who loves her. Okay. I mean, I agree. We've talked about that, the damage of marriages and them talking about the marriages in that way, especially if it's a false rumor and you really don't have solid proof. Foxy, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Foxy says, Angela be lying. Does she know Mia be lying? Also, Mia be stealing. Did y'all see my photo over the weekend? Mia is stealing bodies now, y'all, allegedly. Foxy says, are they cousins? Ooh. Look, Jacob, thank you for another super chat. Jacob says, but Ashley says that she has got tea on Shamea, but don't want drama. I think Shamea is scared that some truth will come out that she did mess around. Yeah, but Ashley is the wife. So it can't be George. You know what I mean? It's not clicking. Houston Foodie, thank you for being a member and for the super chat. Houston Foodie says, too dark. We don't want to go back to season 9. Laughing out loud. I agree. I am definitely getting glimpses of season 9, though, in season 17. We've talked about that during our recap, some of the similar lies. Okay? Coco says, I really don't think it would affect her marriage if it isn't true. What man in a secure marriage believes things like that? I wouldn't want someone to put that on my relationship. I don't care. I don't care if it's true or not true. And I wouldn't want you to do that, especially if there's no legitimacy to it. Who else would you want? Even if you're secure in your relationship, I don't want you saying that about me and my boo, especially with how the internet, because you see how people have said over and over again, well, they've said this about Shamea before. They've said this about Shamea before. Like, nobody wants that. I'm sure they're going to be fine, but nobody wants that. That's like bad juju. That's like bad juju in your relationship. Don't be putting that on my relationship. RC says, me neither. All right. Oh, you guys love my photo? I actually had someone sent me some more photos. I probably will post them later today. So follow me on Instagram. Someone sent me some more photos of my outfit. Okay. You guys are fools. I love it, though. We had a good time with that. It will not be up there for much longer. Okay, you know I have a certain aesthetic on Instagram. I don't need y'all to see me with my hips out and my breasts out. I don't need y'all to see me with my hips and my breasts out. Or my, what's that, a Kelly bag? What was it, a Birkin? What bag is that? I don't know what I got. I just got my things, okay? All right. And I wear gloves at the beach. That's why my hands were so light. I wear gloves at the beach. All right. Got to protect your hands. I'm a hand model. He says it was hysterical. I just wanted to join in the fun. You know, just wanted to join in the fun. All right. Guys, today is brought to you by our friends over at Factor Meals. Okay, I get it. It's not a new year, but it can still be a new you. As you know, we've partnered with Factor many times, and this is no different. But let me paint a picture for you. Hunger strikes, and you're exhausted. I know it. especially on a busy day. There's something healthy in your fridge or pantry that you should be making, but you don't have it in you. Relatable, right? For me, eating healthy isn't a willpower problem. It's a setup problem until I found Factor. As you know, I have a busy schedule. Sometimes there's breaking news and I do not have the time in me to cook that meal or prepare for that meal. With Factor, I'm hitting my nutrition goals this season without the planning, grocery shopping, or cooking. What I also love about Factor is that you're getting great quality meals, dietitian approved meals. Factor has meals built around your goals, whether that's weight loss, overall nutrition, more protein, or GLP-1 support. For strength and workout recovery, check out Factor's Muscle Pro collection. As I've mentioned many times before, Factor meals are crafted with functional ingredients from lean proteins, colorful veggie, whole foods, and healthy fats. Factor bans 175 plus ingredients, no artificial colors, no sweeteners, no high fructose corn syrup, and no refined seed oils. And most importantly, convenience. Ready in 2 minutes, Factor shops, preps, cooks, and delivers straight to your door so you have more time for everything you love this spring. Head to factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. See website for more details. More details on Factor and your discounts will be available in the description. Thanks, Factor. Oh, sometime I forgot to shimmy for Foxy's super chat. Sorry, Foxy. Let me shimmy in my jersey. Look, can y'all see my jersey? Hold on. Let me move this out the way. See my jersey? It's like, yeah, we're celebrating. We're celebrating. If you're listening to the podcast, head on over to my YouTube channel so you can see the outfit. Yes, I got my Knicks jersey on for Pride. Okay. Carrie says Factor actually is yummy. You know, I literally woke up this morning and said, I need to place a Factor order because I don't feel like cooking this week. It's supposed to be hot, super, super hot here in New York City. And I'm sure that means the whole East Coast is going to be hot. So make sure you guys are staying hydrated. Okay. Stay hydrated this week. Drink your water. Do all the things. You know, have some watermelon, get your liquid IV, drink your coconut water, do all the things. I'm going to make sure, matter of fact, I'm going to make sure I go pick me up some more coconut water. Maybe get some like, because you know that watermelon has a lot of water in it. So it's very hydrating. I'm going to get me some of that too. I'm not going to get with the big watermelon because I feel like that always goes to waste in my house. I need to get just the cubes cut up already. Unless y'all want to cut it up for me. All right, Archie, I have a Patrick Ewing jersey too. Stay tuned. I have a lot of Knicks stuff. I'm gonna be wearing it all summer. Okay, I might do an outfit change tomorrow. I'll wear something different. Okay, a matter of fact, during this live, I might do an outfit change. Okay, maybe we'll see. All right. D says I'm currently outside in the Philly suburbs, and yes, it's super hot today, but it's going to be hot like 100 degrees come Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Ugh. But it's still Pride, guys. It's still Pride. Speaking of Pride, we are still raising money for the center here, and I've extended our Pride fundraiser because we have not reached our goal. We have not reached our goal. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. Some of you are waiting on some cash, so we're going to give you some time because until we reach $10,000, I'm not ending this fundraiser. Okay. All right. Thank you so much to K Perspective for the super chat. K Perspective, I can't wait to hear what Tyler and Miss Bernice has to say about this episode. And you know they'll be calling in. Matter of fact, I'll be dropping the call-in link for our members shortly. So make sure you guys are members and following us on YouTube as well. I'll be posting on the post tab. Let me just do this. And close that. There we go. All right, so let's get back to this episode because I still have a lot more to say in regards to what played out on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But don't forget, guys, the Kempire After Dark, a live show, returns to New York City. I know it feels like a long time away, but before you know it, the end of the summer will be here. It will be our last show of 2026, but our second show of the year here in New York City. Go get your tickets today. Ticket information will be available in the description, or head on over to KEMPIREAFTERDARKLive.com/NYC. There are live stream tickets available as well. If you enjoy what we do here, you have no idea what it's like in person. So go get your tickets today for New York City on September 25th. All right? All right. Oh, Carla says $10,000, then you'll be accused of sleeping with all of us like Shamea was. I don't care. If that means we raise our $10,000, y'all can say what y'all want about me and my community. Okay. All right. Reports from Rico. Are you coming to my live show? Says, I'm in New York City in Queens. So you're going to come to my live show? It's going to be in, Times Square adjacent. It's going to be in Manhattan, though. Go get your tickets today. Oh, Dana says, my husband has banned me from watching Kempire just because a girl bought a few things from Bowl and Branch. Well, you're going to be buying some more stuff today too, Data, because Bowl and Branch is a sponsor of today as well. Not you got banned from watching. But don't you love your Bowl and Branch stuff? Just saying. Just saying. Get your Bowl and Branch stuff. My sister just told me she ordered some stuff from another place, and I said, excuse me? We only shop at Bowl and Branch over here. Uh-huh. Not you getting stuff from other places. Stay tuned for that ad later, okay? Look, Mr. Melamash said that's not a bad rumor to me. You know what? Goodbye. All right, so let's get back to this. So Angela and Shamea are arguing back and forth. Angela calls Ashley, and basically Ashley said, first of all, who's in the room? Phaedra was in the room, Portia was in the room, and Angela. So Angela calls. Angela thinks she's clearing things up, but for me, it just confirmed that Angela was trying to dig up information on Shamea. Okay, but Angela admits that she's the one who made it about sex, but she says that I never said that Ashley said that. All right, so the women are gathering for their dinner. They're going to be heading out for dinner. What was Kelly wearing? I get it, she's trying to be on theme, but everything that she does fashion-wise, and yes, they keep showing that damn confessional of Kelly with the grease stains. I know it's not grease. I know you got to grease up latex, but I've never seen it like this. I've never seen it like this. Like, really? What is going on with this? Oh, gosh. She just... do you think it's intentional? You think that Kelly's doing this intentionally? I don't think so. I think she's just tacky. She's just tacky. I hope she gets it together for next season. And I know you're thinking, she come back next season? I think this entire cast is going to come back next season unless they choose not to. Or Kelly won't come back next season full time if she doesn't share more of her life. Like she can't film with her daughters. That happened during the season. I believe she already had signed her contract. And that's the only reason why she remained on the show. But if she's still not able to film with her daughters, if she's not going to be able to film with Jarvis, I could see them downgrading her, to be honest. Just saying. All right. Did you guys like Kelly's outfit? Okay. I'm excited to see some of the fashions that the ladies are going to bring. But Kelly, that was a miss for me. At least she tried, though. I don't know. It was like a dominatrix along with Celebrating Scotland. I don't know. So Cynthia says that she believes Angela in regards to this rumor, but she doesn't believe Shamea is having sex with an entire football team, basketball team, and George. She said, ain't enough time in the day. I don't know how you could believe Angela at this particular point, but okay. Shamea doesn't understand why the group still is supporting Angela's BS. This is them talking in the trucks, going to dinner. Angela brings up what Shamea said about her daughter, which they flash back to it. And Shamea basically said, now you're way nicer than your mama. As soon as Angela brought that up, I said to myself, oh, here we go. But the fact that Angela even knew that Shamea said that says to me that Amari brought that information back to her. So Amari probably did not like the comment. Yeah, maybe not. I'm just putting it out there because I had to think to myself, because I personally, if someone said that to me while you're filming the show, I wouldn't have brought that back to my mama. Like, you would have had to see that for yourself after it was filmed. But again, I don't think that was a big deal. You know what I mean? I can never pronounce your name. Dore. Dornegar says she looked what at the BET Awards? You talking about Kelly? Kelly looked a mess at the BET Awards. She looked a mess. While everyone was looking great at the BET Awards, Kelly Potter looked a mess at the BET Awards. Okay. RC said that's her mom. Well, yeah, but at the same time, I don't feel like it was that deep. I don't think it was that deep to be like, Mama, she said that I'm way nicer than you. Unless she just said it like, okay, there's a variety of ways that Amari could have said it to Angela. She'd be like, Mom, guess what Shamea said? She said, I'm way nicer than you. She could have said it facetiously, and Angela decided to run it back differently. Or Amari could have like, guess what she said to me? She's like, I'm way nicer than you. There's a variety of ways that Amari could have said this. But, you know. Hey, DC lady says, Kempire, I have to rely on your recaps. I can't watch while out of the country. Where are you, DC lady? I'm jealous. I wish I was outside of the country. Okay. But if I was outside of the country, then you couldn't rely on me. Well, damn. Ooh, Chiquita says, I wish someone would say something like that to me about my mom. Ooh, so you be offended? I didn't look. Come on, y'all. Look, there's one thing about Shamea. Yes, I get it. She's not the best. She can be cringy at times. But I also don't think that she was trying to be mean-spirited. Not everything that Shamea does is calculated and mean-spirited. Come on. Y'all didn't like, oh, you trying to be funny. Look, we know she's not the funniest person on the show, but come on. Okay? No, all right, fine. Ooh, Coco says, I would be offended. Keep that opinion to yourself. Oh, damn. Aisha says, it was a jokey joke. Come on. Jola says, yes. Tiff says, absolutely. Okay. I thought this too, Brie. She says, maybe a producer told Angela about Shamea's comment about her daughter. I wouldn't put it past a producer to do it, but I don't think so. I think her daughter told her it. But again, her daughter could have said it in a facetious way. All right. Mrs. E says, correct. It wasn't that deep, but Shamea didn't have to say it. Okay. But you know, that's just Shamea. I don't think she understand those things. All right. Okay. No Shamea is not the worst we've seen. Well, damn. I saw what I said. It says that Shamea stated that she said it to be nasty. Did she say that? Okay. All right, guys. Let's continue. Let's move on because I have more that I wanted to get into when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if you're a member of the channel, I am going to drop a call-in link for our Royal Court and Senior Royal members. It's not a part of your perks of being a member of the YouTube channel, but it's a nice little addition, right? Team Kempire members, I'll drop the call-in for you guys in a moment. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm dropping the wrong thing. This is not the link that y'all need. Y'all need the link to the call. Call in. There we go. Because y'all be like, that is not the link. Okay. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. There we go. And don't forget, tomorrow, guys, I will talk about the BET Awards. I'll talk about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island reunion. We'll talk about some other hot topics during our Tuesday takeover. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure your notifications are on. Okay? Brooke says, that's a grown lady. Amari is 25. Well, that part too. It's not like she was talking to like a little kid. She was talking to a grown person as well. Okay, Angela says, not the Angela. Angela Kane says, Shamea is cringy, but she's not purposely cruel or hateful. She's just a people pleaser. I think that's a perfect way to say it. Okay? All right, let's move on. Where's my notes? There we are. All right, so, not be yawning. Excuse me. All right, so Angela brings that up. Shamea confronts Pinky and K. Michelle about what went down at Maggie Madness, a.k.a. the Bailey Bowl. And she wanted to have this conversation with them before the rest of the group got there. So she wanted to address the whole Pinky bringing up, are there issues between K. Michelle and Shamea? I found it interesting that this was the first time that they talked about it. I don't know if that's true, but I thought that was interesting that they decided to have this moment here. So Shamea brings that up and she says she didn't like that. What stood out to me in that moment, I rewatched it right before we went live, was the fact that Shamea accuses K. Michelle of bringing up her friends like Candy and Rashida and Toya Johnson. And K. Michelle says, well, no, not this time. Look, not this time. You brought it up and I left and I was crying. Here's the thing. Because Shamea talked about this in interviews since filming this and basically had proof on the Carlos King show that what K. Michelle said about her mom and what her mom was wearing was not true. And what time they left the club was not true. Hence why I believe that's why they weren't sitting next to each other during the reunion, because I think they're going to have to hash out some of their issues. Okay? So K. Michelle says that when she left the club, she was crying. Here's the thing. Do you believe that Shamea and K. Michelle are really friends? I don't. I believe this is an alliance. And I know we hear alliance. No, this is clearly an alliance because Shamea's real friends are Rashida, Toya, and Candy. And I'm sure they all have said, Leah, you don't want it with K. Michelle. She's going to flip on you in a dime. I don't believe that Shamea wants to have her alliances. She doesn't need more people against her in this group. Right now, she really only has Kelly and now Pinky and K. Michelle. So very much like what she was trying to do, what she admitted to herself during the last reunion, trying to form her own little team with Portia last season, is what she's doing right now with Pinky and K. Michelle. So before the women get there, she wants to hash this out and make peace because she's like, I don't need another person against me in this group. Okay, I'll twerk on the fence. She wants to have this conversation before the rest of the group in order to avoid people chiming in and misinterpreting what she's saying. I'll give her that, but I don't believe that. I don't believe this is a real friendship, especially because of what we know Shamea's friendships, her real friendships of years, lie. So she's never going to be real friends with K. Michelle. Especially because you see the fact that she said, I'm risking a lot to be your friend. People don't want me to be your friend. So that's in her head. I don't think that they will ever truly be friends. And I believe I could see a falling out. If they both decide to stay on the show for next season, I could see those two falling out. I can see K. Michelle turning on her. Okay? Yeah, that's true too. Paralegal Sarah says, in interviews recently, K. Michelle says her friends from the cast are Kelly and Phaedra. And I'll say this, she's kind of said different things because even her tweet after the reunion, she was saluting the other ladies. So we will have to wait and see. I think K. Michelle goes with the win. I can't, rely on K. Michelle to be honest. Just saying. Very typical Pisces behavior. Ooh. Ooh. I'm kidding, not. All right. So they squash it very quickly and easily because Shamea takes accountability. She's like, I'm going to take accountability. I apologize. I don't want to make you feel that way. Okay? So then the other ladies arrive. Kelly makes a speech thanking Phaedra for stepping in and providing her legal advice when it comes to her divorce and her custody situation. But she also thanks her for her friendship. So Angela, and I found this to be funny, but this is just Angela also being a hater in this episode. Angela says she's being sued from east to west to up and down. She's like, do you know how much lawyers cost? She's like, of course she's going to stand up and give a speech. Okay? Truth is troublesome. The Pisces slander must stop. But you're still here, and I love you for that. Thank you for being here despite the Pisces slander. We'll try someone else. You tell me, who should we come for? Tammy says, Pisces here. Excuse me. What sign should we come for the rest of this live? You guys tell me. Look, Sweetest Rebel says, you're obsessed. Look, you're obsessed. Where'd your comment go? You're obsessed with the Pisces, child. Are you a Pisces, Sweetest Rebel? I'm assuming you are, right? Jermaine says, Kim gonna end up with a Pisces. He keep it up. I mean, we're a perfect match, but I don't think I would. Look, I don't think I would. Miss Barker says, take a shot. I said, hater. Take a shot of water. Take a shot of water, y'all. Bougie says the Geminis. You're right. I should come for the Geminis. All right. All right. Not the Tauruses. No, Tauruses. No, leave Tauruses alone. We are not coming for the Tauruses. We are perfection. How dare y'all? We are perfection. Okay, what's the next season that's coming up? Oh, Leos. Nope. We're leaving Leos alone too. Okay, we are leaving Leos alone. I got a Leo moon. Okay. Someone said Pisces is annoying. Who said that? Hold on. Oh, Arturo says Pisces are annoying. Well, get them, y'all. Get them. Look, Tasman says, Kemp, as long as you leave the Leos alone, I'm good. I'm leaving Leos alone. Leo moon. Leo moon. And I'm leaving the Cancers alone. It's Cancer season. Happy Cancers. Happy Cancer season. I'm a Cancer rising. Okay. Oh, Raquel says, don't come for the Cancers. We come for the Cancers here and there, but I have a Cancers rising. My Hugo Love says, Geminis, we are sweet as pie. Excuse me? The president is a Gemini. Sweet as pie? I think not. Look, Ty says, no, leave Geminis alone. Get the Cancers. It's their season. No, leave Cancers alone. Okay? Leave Cancers alone. Uh-oh, the Geminis are heated in the chat. All right, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on because I want to get to the callers. I also want to get to the rest of this recap, okay? I'll let you fight amongst yourselves. Replay crew, though, be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta and your thoughts on what we had to say, what the live chat had to say. You can watch the live chat replay, but you can also see along the live chat replay a donation button for our Pride Month fundraiser. So be sure to donate what you can. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. Okay? All right. Wait, you also have a May 11th birthday, Abria? Abria says, I'm also a Taurus sun, Cancer rising, Capricorn moon, and Leo Mars. Oh, and you're also born on May 11th? Okay. Julietta says, look what you started, Kempire. I know. Let me get off of this. Amy says Tupac, Kanye, and Wendy Asefo are Geminis. Sweet as pies, but get with you. But we'll get with you. I don't understand what you mean, Amy J. I will just say this. We don't really know too much about Tupac, but Kanye and Wendy Asefo being Geminis, case closed. Case closed. Okay. Well, hopefully not for Wendy. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay. I have to say this was an interesting episode when it comes to some of the conversations that they had. So the other women joined K. Michelle and Pinky and Shamea. All right. Kelly makes that speech about Phaedra. Angela shades her, and she's like, of course she's going to make that speech. You know, lawyers are expensive, and she's getting sued from every which way. I have to say, her delivery in the confessional made me laugh. I do feel like she is a hater, but her confessional did make me laugh because I wasn't ready for her to take that moment and shade Kelly. Okay? So Portia says that she doesn't know if she will settle down with a woman because this leads into their lesbianic conversation, which was so interesting that a lot of these women, and shout out to everyone in the chat, ladies, in your friend group, do you have a lot of like fluid women like that have been with other women before? I found it to be so interesting that a lot of these women in this group, besides like one person, has never been with a woman. I mean, technically Cynthia and Shamea, but they've at least kissed a woman. I thought it was so interesting. Apparently, Pinky was in a 3-year relationship with a woman. So how does Pinky identify? Does she think that she's bisexual? I know Portia said in her confessional, she said she's gay. She said, I might be a full-on lesbian. But in recent interviews, Portia has leaned away from that and says she's Portia sexual, meaning that she only sort of like sees sway in that way. Okay. Apparently you saw a couple of other people that way too, because it's not your first and only time hooking up with a woman. Just saying. Did you see, I guess you also were Portia sexual for Candy? Because you kissed Candy in the club and maybe Shamea. All right. All right. So Pinky was in a relationship with a woman for 3 years. Phaedra, when she knew Pinky, so she was surprised when Pinky got married to a man because she had known her to be with a woman. Phaedra was like, "You're getting married to a man?" So Pinky clears it up. She's like, the situation with Derek wasn't because, she wanted to be with a man and she left the other person. She said it was something else internal that was happening in that relationship. Okay. So is Pinky bisexual? I'm just asking. I find that to be interesting. Okay. So she decided to marry this man. Okay. But she didn't close the door. Close the door. She didn't close the door on possibly being with a woman again. Maybe they invite other women into their marriage. Well, that apparently Kelly admits to. That's what she used to do with that man. But she says she wouldn't be with a woman exclusively. She said she's done it, but she didn't like it. She said she can be very jealous. She's a Pisces, so yes, she can be. Then Drew says, yeah, I couldn't be with a woman solely, but she did invite women into her marriage because she was trying to be submissive to Ralph. That was just Ralph's way of being with other women. All right? That was just Ralph's way of being with other women with the permission of his wife. Do you guys think that Drew might be gay? Because the way that the editors edited it, they were like, well, Drew saying that she couldn't solely be with a woman. Then they flash back to all these different moments, including her talking about going to Bulldogs. I think she's interested. I think she could be a little fluid. I also don't believe that Drew, and it might be because of her religious upbringing, would be with a woman exclusively. But I did find it interesting that they were like, Drew, are you sure? Are you sure? Because we have different examples of you possibly being with a woman, including talking about being with a woman. Five Wisdom says, I don't think she's gay. Just a little bisexual? A little fluid? Look, it's Pride Month. I'm not judging any of these people if they want to, swim in the lady pond, okay? According to Phaedra, when she met Pinky, she was submerged in the lady pond. Okay. All right. And here's the difference that I can respect from Pinky, because we've talked about this before, where some people will be able to dip their toe in the lady pond and then conveniently jump out of the lady pond when a lot of us can't do that. At least with Pinky, you've seen that Pinky had a long-term relationship with a woman. It wasn't just some like wham bam thank you man. She had an actual relationship with a woman. Okay. Penny says that she was gay for her man. In regards to Drew, all right. Laura says that it was not Drew's permission. She admitted that Ralph forced her to do some things that she did not want to do, which is SA. Look, well, no, I can't. No, we can't say that, because Drew said that she was being submissive to her husband. So she did make the decision. So I don't want to put it out there that it was SA, because that's not how Drew is painting it. So we got to be careful with stuff like that, because Drew is not painting it as SA. Drew is saying that being married, she felt like that was part of her duty. Did she 100% want to do it? No. And I'm not saying that SA can't happen in a marriage, but that's not the way that Drew is saying it. So let's be clear. All right? Oh, the S lover says, did Ralph make her be with Ty too? Look, I probably would be with Ty though. Come on, right? I'm joking. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. All right. All right. Let's move on. Okay. So no, one of the things that Drew says in that moment in regards to allowing someone else into the marriage, she said, do you think that messes with your mental? She says this to Kelly. And she's like, I definitely think that it could mess with your mental. I could see that. And this is why so many people say that they don't want to invite someone into their relationship. This is what people said against Candy when Candy opened up about allowing people into the relationship. Look, I've seen many of examples where it has worked, where people have open relationships and it works for them. I can't tell you if that would work for me though. I'm like Kelly. I'm a little like, I have my partner. I'm like, I'm not sharing you with someone else. I don't want to know you. I don't even have the thought that maybe when you went out the door that you were with someone else because we have an open relationship. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not judging those that do it because, like I said, especially in the gay community, it happens a lot. It definitely happens a lot. I just don't know if I could do that for my relationship. But you remember what Samantha Jones from Sex and the City said. If you're going to do a situation like that, always be the guest. Always be the guest. Okay? But not my relationship. Just saying. All right, let's move on. We've digressed. This is something we could talk more about during our Kempire After Dark live show, September 25th. Ticket information, including live stream and meet and greets, will be available in the description. All right? Let me say thank you to our friends. For those that were bringing up Bowl and Branch, Madam, who almost lost her relationship over watching my show, Bowl and Branch is the sponsor today. There's a discount. Have you noticed that your sheets are slipping off the corners lately? Or maybe your pillows don't feel as supportive? So many people think it's their mattress or they think it's their pillows when it actually has more to do with your sheets. I'm so excited about our friends Bowl and Branch being here on the channel again because I've been able to experience their sheets personally over the last several weeks. And I took advantage of their Memorial Day sale. More on that later. But I'm excited for them to be back here on the channel because so many people complain about their sleep patterns and how their sleep is being affected, and they don't realize it probably isn't your mattress. It probably isn't your pillows. It's probably what you're putting on your mattress and your pillows. So that's why I upgraded to our friends over at Bowl and Branch. They make everything your bed needs. Their signature organic cotton sheets, pillows, blankets, and comforters are all designed to be breathable, incredibly soft, and get better over time. More importantly, how do your sheets feel after you wash them several times? So most people start with their signature sheets, and a lot of customers buy 2 sets so that they can rotate them. I know that's what I did recently. I've also added their waffle sheet, which I've already washed twice, and still it remains super, super soft and luxurious. So as I mentioned before, I took advantage of their Memorial Day sale. Thank you to all of you that reminded me to make that order that day. Literally got it, not the following day. I ordered it on that Memorial Day. I got it that Wednesday. Can you imagine? What I also loved with their customer service, their local Bowl and Branch store reached out to me to help if I wanted to upgrade my bedroom. So the customer service already was top tier. But more importantly, what I also love is that after I washed it several times, it still remains super soft, still super quality. But of course, I don't bring anyone here where I can't get you some sort of discount. Sleep cooler this summer with Bowl and Branch during their annual summer event. For a limited time, get 20% off site-wide at bowlandbranch.com/Kempire with code KEMPIRE. That's Bowl and Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com/Kempire. Code KEMPIRE to take 20% off. bowlandbranch.com/Kempire. Exclusions apply. More information on Bowl and Branch will be available in the description. Thanks, Bowl and Branch. And we're back. We're back. T says, I legit just got a text from Bowl and Branch. Not you coordinating marketing with them. I love them, though. I really do. Matter of fact, I'm going to change my sheets. How often do you guys change your sheets? I know some nasty, not me personally. I remember seeing on social media, I don't know nobody nasty like this, where this lady said she hadn't changed her sheets in months. Are you kidding me? Look, gross. How often do you guys change your sheets? I change my sheets every few days. Like, maybe like 4 or 5 days, 6 days, max 7. Today, I'm going to change my sheets again, which is a task because I got pillows, sheets, I got my duvet. It's a lot of stuff. But I'm going to change it. Exactly. Way Key said I change my sheets every 3 to 5 days. Okay? T says once a week. 5 says every 2 weeks. Even that I could get with. But this lady told me, said on social media, I forgot. Look, she said like, I think she's like 6 months or something like that. I was like, are you kidding me? And you got a man? Like, that's gross. Like, are you taking care of your other lady parts? That's gross. All right. Nicole says every 3 days. Well, y'all remember when Nancy, the Vedic astrologer that came on the channel, she would tell you to change your sheets more often than we do. At least twice a week. Just saying. But I understand. People are busy. Okay. LMS says for every 4 to 5 days. All right, so I'm right on target. Okay. Charge says one to 2 times a week. Wait, 1 to 2 times a week? Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh. Here's the other thing though. If your bed is active, because I saw a lot of y'all talking about fluids and whatnot in the chat. If you're active, I probably would be changing my sheets a lot more often too. Okay, Charge. Yeah. Charge. Coco says, yuck. If you get active, then that's a little. And if you share a bed with someone else, yeah, I would. Damn, that means I'm gonna be changing my sheets a lot once I got a bootski. Damn. All right. TJ says I gotta work on the twice a week. I'm at once a week. No, I understand, especially when you're busy, and especially if I work from home, so I could change my sheets a lot more often than some people are going out to work. You don't have time. Okay, I got laundry to do. It's a lot. I get it. But again, I say all that to say, if you're looking for some good quality sheets this season, go take advantage of this discount. All right? All right. Patricia said, you better be changing after the act. Some of y'all not. Ew. Some of y'all not. All right, let's move on. Let me say thank you. Oh, wait. First of all, Jess asked this question. Don't be afraid to come to the show on your own, guys. Jess says, anyone from Brooklyn going to the live show solo? Anyone going to the live show solo? Share. Replay crew, let us know who's going to the show. Don't be afraid. I met a woman a couple of weeks ago saying that she wanted to come to the last live show that we had in March, but she was afraid because she didn't want to come on her own. And I said to her, there's so many people that have had that issue in regards to being concerned, and they've done it, and they've ended up making other friends. But this is the one show where you can come on your own. We have a lot of people that come on their own. All right. Simply, thank you so much for the super chat. Simply Monique says, something that bothers me about all these shows is that they find bullying to be a rite of passage to be on the show. It's not entertaining anymore, especially when you're grown adults. You know? Paige, thank you so much. Let me shimmy. Thank you, Paige. All right, Paige with the cloud bob. Oh, okay. The fro. I love it. Paige says, Kemp, looking good with the beard. Let me just tell y'all something. They're not sponsored now, but they will be back on the channel. This beard, I said to myself this morning, I was like, the quality of my beard is extra thick. What? And mind you, I haven't been using the system like all of the products. This is just based off of me consistently using the shampoo and conditioner for my beard. So I just have to get better with remembering to do my beard. It's like, when you have multiple things, like, I have my skincare, now I got to do the beard. So we're using the beard oil, using the beard magic thing, and then the balm. It's a lot of stuff. I do use it, but just not as consistent as the shampoo. Anyway, I digressed. Paige says, Kemp, looking good with the beard. Me and my girl was talking about you last night, wondering why you don't have a man. Oh, excuse me? With your cute self, I told her he may not want to be bothered. I get it. I find it so funny that people I don't even know could be possibly talking about me not being in a relationship. That is hilarious. But thank you for the super chat. Not me not having a man. And when I do, y'all wouldn't know anyway. That's funny. Ain't that funny? Ivy says, oop. I know she means that with love, but damn. All right. Okay, hold on. Mary Jane says, I have a king-size bed and no one sleeps in it with me because I sleep like a starfish every day. I love that for you, Mary Jane. I'm picturing you now I used to have my king bed, when I had the house. I still have the house, but I don't have the king bed anymore because New York City apartments. Okay, now more like this. And I still, what they say, just spiritually, you shouldn't sleep that way just because it's supposed to invite your partner in. But I do sleep in the middle of my bed. Not like a starfish, but I definitely sleep in the middle of my bed. Okay. Raquel says, look, Baskin Lather will be back on the channel. Raquel says, Baskin Lather definitely helped my edges. I started using it when you mentioned it. And so this is recent. When is Baskin Lather coming back on the channel? Please hold. Let me see. I need to know so I can get you guys a discount. Hold on. I'll let you guys know in just a second. When is Baskin Lather? This is not even sponsored, y'all. But let me see when they coming back on the channel. Please hold. Oh, no, they're coming back soon. They're coming back. Hold on. They're coming back soon, y'all. Stay tuned. Next week, they'll be back on the channel, Baskin Lather. So wait for your discount. Wait for your discount. All right. Back to this. Can y'all believe it's July 4th this week? That's crazy. OMG. Tiki Tunes says, Kempire, is you cool? We love it. Thank you. All right. Let's move on. What were we talking about? Oh, we literally have been talking for like almost, an hour and 40 minutes almost. Okay. So we haven't even hit 2 hours yet. Last week it was 3 hours. Not saying that today will be 3 hours. But if you're a member of the channel, I did drop the caller link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We digress for a moment, but we're back. So we're at the dinner, okay? So the women are talking about their lesbian experiences. Damn, how did we go from that to that? Damn. All right. Cynthia talks about kissing Portia, and Portia described Cynthia's kissing as aggressive. It didn't look that aggressive when they replayed it, but fine. Portia then says that, before she was gay. So the producer's like, wait, you're gay? She's like, well, I might be a full-blown lesbian. It's been a year now. All right. But we've barely seen Sway during the season. We've seen more of Mike than anything. So, well, you know what? That might confirm for us that this is a real relationship because she's not even bringing the person that she's really dating on camera. Oh. So K. Michelle reveals that she also dated a woman. And if you watch K. Michelle's reality show, that woman that she dated was one of her close friends. And she says that the woman ended up sleeping with her hairdresser. So she said, a man has done me wrong, but so has a woman. Okay, so has a woman. All right, let me see. All right, so she said, K. Michelle was funny because she said, she was a part of the casting couch, this woman, because, she tried to be an actor, but she never really did anything with it. Oh, damn. So K. Michelle said that, she thought she was going to be a full-blown lesbian, but now she's straight again. Must be nice, K. Michelle. Must be nice. All right. I think K. Michelle probably is like bisexual, but fine. All right. Okay. I just wanted to... Shamea. So Shamea denies ever hooking up with a woman, but says she's kissed a woman before. Drew's messy self says, the woman you kissed, was that Candy? Because I remember Portia saying that you kissed Candy, that she kissed Candy Club and you kissed Candy Club. This was Drew, first of all, being a good housewife, but a good friend, no. Being messy, yes. But we have to remember, we're watching a reality show where these women have to stir the pot a little bit. But now you're not going to beat those allegations that Shamea has been saying that y'all are the ones that keep stirring the pot between her and Portia. So I thought this was extra messy, but I was here for it at the same time. Like, no, she didn't. We were all having a good moment, and Drew was being messy and brings up, was it Candy? And Shamea denies kissing Candy in the club. So why did Portia say that, though? Why did she say that? And why wouldn't Shamea admit to it? I know her mom is very religious, Shamea's mama. So you think that might be it? But Shamea admits to watching lesbian porn, all right? And then K. Michelle told people where to watch the best some. She said they're going to stop watching Netflix and watch Tasty Black. Is that what it was called? Okay, speaking of Netflix, you know what I started watching over the weekend? The Polygamist. The Polygamist. I'll talk a little bit about tomorrow. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Ooh, ciao. Shout out to South Africa. That is a messy delight. Okay. All right, so back to this. So Drew, messy self, brings up Portia saying that they both kissed Candy in the club. Shamea doubles down and says, I never did. Okay. Do you believe Shamea? Because why would Portia say that? I'm not saying that Portia is the pinnacle of truth, but you saw Portia's face when Drew said it. And then when Shamea denied it. So I don't know. Billy says, Kempire, I need your take on the polygamist tomorrow. So you guys have homework to do. They're very easy episodes to watch. I'm not done, but they're easy episodes to watch. Okay. Miss Caroline says, no spoilers. I need to watch it. I'm not saying anything. That's all I said. I'm watching it. Okay. Shout out to South Africa. Woo, child. It's the best. Okay. This is what y'all create in South Africa? I can't wait to see some others. I've watched a couple of South African movies on Netflix. I like that Netflix is sharing some of that content over here. Okay. All right. Oh, Stacy says, nope, Shamea kissed her. Do you guys believe that Shamea kissed Candy? Okay. All right. All right, let's move on from there. All right. So Angela confronts Shamea for what she said to her daughter. Oh, goodness. I can't with Angela. This is such a reach for me when it comes to Shamea speaking to her daughter. Shamea says that she does think that Amari is sweeter than Angela. Angela says that it wasn't appropriate for Shamea to speak to her daughter with everything that they're going through. So production inserts the issues that Amari and Angela have been having. Come on. I feel like that's a reach. You guys are having your issues, but Shamea and what she said to your daughter, I don't feel like it's sparking any sort of big issues between you and your daughter. But look, fine. This is what you want to say. Shamea's like, well, you know what? I apologize for that. I apologize, for speaking to your daughter. Drew and her new confessional look. I had to look up and I was like, who is this woman speaking? Because I was like, who is this lady? Look, who is this lady? It was a very different look for Drew. She even sounded a little different to me. But Drew says, and you guys let me know what you think about her speculation. She says that, what did she say? Look. Drew says that everything with Shamea is a misdirection for Portia. So when Shamea comes to Drew, she's thinking about Portia. When she comes to Angela, she's thinking about Portia. Okay? She says that Shamea needs something from Portia and she isn't getting it. Do you agree with Drew? I was like, first of all, I felt like it was a bad edit. Production, I didn't understand why they inserted that confessional moment from Drew in that moment. 'Cause I was like, I get it. It's this fight between Angela and Shamea. It just didn't make sense to me in that moment. But I was like, okay. So Shamea does apologize to Angela for speaking to her daughter. Angela says that Shamea implied that Charles doesn't love her and steps out on her. Shamea says, I was only responding, Angela. Okay. Shamea then asked Pinky to read the text message. Why did Shamea ask Pinky to read the text message? It was a funny moment, Pinky reading the text messages, because Pinky was definitely trying to fix everyone's life and very involved in everything. I did find it funny though when Portia was like, don't Pinky, don't read it in a Baltimore voice. She was very country, speaking about Ashley. So make it sound like me. I was like, oh, okay. She did sound. Whenever we rewatched it, I was like, well, yeah, she does sound a little country. Okay. So Pinky reads through the text messages in regards to what Ashley had to say, which basically exposed that Angela was trying to dig up information, that Angela was trying to tarnish Shamea's life and career for whatever reason, and that Angela was lying. Okay? Angela says that she ended up calling Ashley for 2 minutes. So Shamea was like, okay, wow, 2 minutes. Shamea says that Angela created this rumor like she did when it came to the whole Godfather of Atlanta, the Phaedra of it all. And I was like, well, you know what is the same is the fact that Angela has no proof. I don't know if she necessarily created the Phaedra stuff, but her delivering proof did not land. And I hope for your sake, Angela, at this reunion, you delivered some proof that will land, or you at least take accountability and it's like, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. And I apologize. That's the only really thing that I feel like will save you at this reunion, not doubling down like you did at the reunion last year with the whole Phaedra of it all. My thing is, do I believe Phaedra may have been behind that? I do. But Angela's receipts did not receipt. And apparently Drew felt the same way and told Angela that. So Shamea says that Angela created this rumor the same way she did with Phaedra. So the peace between Angela and Shamea has not been achieved at this dinner, okay? they're trying to enjoy their meal. I did find it funny when Phaedra was talking, telling them about the meal and they're going to try all different kinds of things. Phaedra took a shot at Kelly and Pinky and their businesses, calling, Pinky's vegan burgers processed and the fried chicken and waffles. She's like, I know that you're not used to this level of meals. I was like, damn, Phaedra, they're going to get you at that reunion. Maybe not. All right. Let's get to this last scene, and then we will get to callers. If you are a Team KEMPIRE member, I'm going to drop the call link for you guys as well. So let me do that now. As I'm doing that live chat, I will drop the call link for you guys once we get to 1,000 likes. Yeah, we have over 2,000 of you, 2,100 of you watching on multiple platforms. So once we get to 1,000 likes, which I should ask for a lot more, because I'm sure a lot more of you that have been here for almost 2 hours are enjoying the content. So like the video. But if you are a Team KEMPIRE member, I am dropping calling for you guys as well. I will give you all 30 seconds to share your thoughts. 30 seconds. Please respect the timer. But we're not done. So in this last scene, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta's latest episode. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on the episode, how you'd rate the episode from 1 to 10. What you thought of what I had to say, what the community has to say. We want to hear your thoughts. But as always, we do not monitor adults who do not get into fights with people about their opinions. State your opinion and keep it moving. All right? Don't fight with strangers on the internet. It's weird. It's weird. Okay? But anyway, I have to say the villain era is over because there have been a few people that I could have checked on the internet this past weekend, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let it go. J.I., thank you so much for the super chat. J.I. says, I don't believe Shamea about not kissing Candy. If it was a lie, Candy would have said it was a lie last year. Oh, I didn't think about that, J.I. You're right. Candy hasn't said that, but you notice how they brought up Candy again during this episode. So maybe that's what Candy was referring to last week when she said, they keep talking about her. So maybe that was Shamea telling Candy, oh, Drew brings you up again in this week's episode. So maybe that's what she was reacting to. All right. Nonchalantly Fabulous says, Angela loves Twitter, child. She does. I definitely see her. I definitely see her loving Twitter. Because people normally love her. I know she probably needs to sign off of Twitter today, though. Because she was definitely giving hater in this week's episode. Which is fine. Every week, housewives get it. All right? We don't know these people. Okay? Nonchalantly Fabulous says, Candy said it was a lie. Did she? Oh. The K Perspective says, Candy did. It was a lie. Did she? When did she say it? Where? I definitely did not see her deny it. So where did she deny it so I can go see it? Aurora says, I'm sure I saw an interview where Candy said it was a lie. Can y'all link me? Because I'd like to see it for myself because I haven't seen it. Okay. Oh, Paige says, the lies, the lies, the lies. Okay, let's bring it out.
Lies, the lies.
Maybe. I mean, a bunch of y'all said y'all saw it. What interview was it? Exactly. Aisha says, Candy's not known for lying, especially about her sex life. I believe her and Shamea. All right. Nene says that she's coming to my live show solo. Nene, you're going to have a bunch of solo friends there, so make friends. Make friends. Get your tickets today, guys. KEMPIRE After Dark, September 25th is right around the corner. Go get your tickets today. All right? Reality says this week. What, this week? What, she said it? Me, myself, and I says she said it on her Amazon Live. Can someone send me the clip? Because I don't remember. Maybe she did deny it. D says she kissed her outside the club. Hold on. Where is it? She kissed her outside the club? Mm-mm. All right. A bunch of y'all said that Candy said it was a lie. All right. I'll have to see it for myself, though, because I don't remember Patricia, I don't remember the denial from Candy. But maybe there was. Look, I don't see why not. See, that would be an interesting question to ask Candy. Then why would Portia say that? Why did Portia say that? Did Portia see it for herself? Did Shamea tell her that? Honestly, that would have been a good question. So why did you say that, Portia? Did you see it for yourself or did you hear it from someone else? Okay. Andre says Angela was doing too much damage control. Shamea's not innocent either. It's too much. None of them are innocent, but this week is your week, Angela. This week is your week. All right, let's move on. All right, where do I want to go next? Oh, so this last conversation, the women leave the dinner and they head back to their estate. And we have this kumbaya moment. So Portia, Phaedra, Cynthia, and Drew are in the room. Kelly comes in and they talk about Kelly's ex-husband filing a $200 million lawsuit against Bravo. So they show the headline and Kelly gets emotional. She's like, I don't talk a lot about what I'm going through, but I am going through a lot. She really was going through a lot between the custody of it all, between the husband going on the internet and holding press conferences and then not paying child support. And then she's having issues with her bills and taking care of the girls. And then she's got the neighbor that's taking her through it. So she really was going through a lot. So Kelly gets really emotional talking about it, and Phaedra says that she believes that the ex is mad because he must have just gotten served, because remember, Phaedra's working on some things when it comes to Kelly's custody situation. All right. And then she says to Portia, as she's crying, she's like, I don't want to fight anymore. And Portia's like, I don't want to fight anymore. So Portia and Kelly really have this moment where they are talking through their issues. Well, not really talking through their issues, but basically saying, like, I don't want to fight with you anymore. Portia's like, when I saw you at the most recent Bailey Bowl, like, I really thought to myself, like, I just want to be there for her. I know she's going through a lot. And very similar to what she's going through. Drew is triggered by this. She's like, Drew says that she wants Kelly to win because it will inspire her. It will be motivation for her and what she's going through with Ralph. Because at the time when she's in Scotland, her and Ralph's divorce still wasn't settled. Recently, her and Ralph's divorce was settled. And she was talking about, she's like, I don't know where I'm going to live. So this was like real things for Drew happening while she was in Scotland. We saw that all play out in recent months. So Drew gets really emotional hearing what Kelly's been going through, and they all are getting emotional. They're all tearing up. Portia and Kelly have a moment because Portia's like, I get it because of the group dynamics, basically saying that because you're friends with Shamea, it's kind of caused an issue between the two of them. But they're like, I don't want to fight anymore. Portia's like, we want to be there for you. We get it. You're friends with Shamea, but like, we all are here for you. Drew's here for you. Cynthia's here for you. Phaedra's here for you. I'm here for you. We've all been through things like this. And Portia says a word in regards to, I get it. You're fearful. Like Drew's talking about fearful of being kicked out of her home. Kelly doesn't have a home right now. But she said, she's had those fears too, especially with the mansion, because she had to fight to stay in that mansion. She's like, what I had to say to myself is that no matter where I am with Pilar is home, as long as we're together. And Drew, look, again, the edit gives it one way, but Drew was really emotional just listening to them and having this conversation. And at the end of the episode, Phaedra recites a Bible verse, basically saying that no matter what I'm going through, God's got me, basically. So I thought, for me, that was my favorite part of the episode because we finally saw some resolution amongst the women. And that's one of the things that people feel like is happening at the reunion, just based off of everyone's reaction, including Andy's reaction from after the reunion, that maybe there was some resolution. However, we haven't heard Shamea talk about the reunion at all. Drew hasn't said anything about the reunion either. So it will be interesting. I have to say, this was probably their most anticipated reunion in a while. So I look forward to recapping and talking about it as well. I think I talked enough. You can hear it in my voice. Sexy Brown Bone says, I got a bit teary-eyed. I felt for them. It felt like real sisterhood, not than just talking about having real sisterhood. It felt like real sisterhood. So that's why when someone said earlier that they felt it was manipulative, I'm like, I don't think that was manipulative at all. Okay? I don't think it was manipulative at all. It felt like a real moment. Ivy says, I still need more from Phaedra. Production probably feels that way too. Okay. Right? Jermaine says, girls tight-lipped on the reunion. Well, not really. I felt like they spoke more about this reunion than they normally would. Shamea hasn't spoken out. Drew hasn't spoken out. I feel like everyone else has released some sort of statement. Pinky said her brain hurts. So, based off of what we've seen so far, we're 13 episodes in. Our newbies, Pinky and K. Michelle. I'm gonna pull Kelly in that as well because she's fairly new as well. Shamea, full-time housewife. She's not necessarily new, but she's a full-time housewife for her second season. Based off of these 4 newbies, how are we feeling? I have to say, I think people are enjoying season 17 more than they did season 16. What changes would you want to see in a season 18? Based on what Andy said after the reunion, I don't see there being any changes. He said this was probably one of the most fun reunions that they've had in a while. All right. All right, guys, we're almost at 950 likes. Keep liking the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Sin Love, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. You can also support just by liking today's video. Don't forget, you can also hear our live recaps on the KEMPIRE podcast. All right, so be sure to check that out. We're going to get into some callers. Keep in mind, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the KEMPIRE LLC, or our sponsors. Everything that they say is alleged, and they agree to abide by the timer. If you're a member of the channel, we've already dropped the call link on the post tab. Once we get to 1,000 likes, I will drop the call link for the general audience as well. So keep liking the video and keep sharing. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. It is a subscribers-only live chat. Also, don't forget, KEMPIRE After Dark live show, September 25th. Ticket information is available in the description along with everything KEMPIRE. And don't forget, we have our new Patreon. The link to the Patreon is available in the live chat. All right, it's pinned to the live chat. So be sure to become a member today. There's paid tiers as well, so be sure to check those out. We got some good things coming. And if you are a part of the KEMPIRE Inner Circle free mailing list, then you already know what's coming to the Patreon. So join today if you're not a part of the mailing list. Mods, if we can post a link to the mailing list, thekempire.com/join. You're missing out, y'all. You're missing out. All right. Ivy says, I enjoy the entire cast, but Phaedra can go to part-time, meaning a friend of. Yeah, I could see that. Asia says, I genuinely not enjoy this season. Too diverse. You didn't enjoy it? Too diverse? What do you mean? When did diversity become a bad thing? All right. Sin says, it felt so real, heartfelt, and authentic. It reminded me of those unforgettable moments in Waiting to Exhale. I think they needed that moment. I do feel like it was very authentic. Okay. Let me see. Andre says 9 women are too many for Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17. But you can see they needed it because some people are not giving everything. Okay. All right. Let's get to our callers. Okay. Let's get to our callers, and then I gotta get out of here. All right. All right, members. Thank you so much for waiting so patiently behind the scenes. Let's bring up Ashley first, not the Ashley, unless you are the Ashley. Are you married to George?
Hey, Kim, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
Good. Let me hurry up. I
Okay.
don't have much time. So I agree with you with arguing about strangers because I only argue with people I care about, and that's after I started overanalyzing. I'm a Pisces, so there goes that. Be gentle on us.
Okay.
I have to say, I did when Pinky said that Angela needs to work hard for the Fangelas. I literally gagged. I thought that was funny. And then this is the second straight week that I have felt some type of way about Angela and started looking at her sideways. I'm disappointed at this point right now because it is coming off very mean. And then the whole Cynthia piece, I don't feel like she really chose a side until Shamea started talking about it after the episode started to air. And even before that, she literally went down to them to talk to them when they were in Dallas. I think she started getting annoyed. But that's it. Gotta go. Bye.
Okay. Thanks, Ashley.
No problem.
All right. Chef Lorraine's backstage. So, Chef Lorraine, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Hi, KEMPIRE. How you doing, honey?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. You know, the housewives make me sick. But I did want to say, I'm getting tired of y'all messing with us Geminis. My birthday was on the 12th of June. I turned 62.
Happy birthday.
And I didn't even say anything because y'all be dragging us so hard. But I still love you, boo.
Damn, Chef Lorraine. Sorry.
I love you, Kempire. I just wanted to say hello.
Thank you.
I'm sick of them damn housewives. I don't have nothing to say about them. I just wanted to let you know that I'm still here.
Okay.
62, baby. Oh, yeah. And look, there was a long time ago, about 40 years ago, there was this girl who was a trisexual, and that's all I'm going to say.
Oh.
Love you, bye.
Bye, Chef Lorraine. Ooh, not Chef Lorraine telling her own tea. She said about 40 years ago. Wow, not a trisexual. Not judging. It is Pride Month. Ooh, okay. Everyone's saying happy belated birthday, Chef Lorraine. All right, let's bring up Angel next. Angel, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kemp, looking good in the jersey.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so Angela, girl, you got caught in a lie real bad. Woo, woo, woo. That's all I can say to her. Kelly, I need her to stop being so drunk on camera. She can't remember what she's saying. I don't even know if she remembers that apology to Portia, but it's a bad look, just like that oil spill confessional look that she had on. Oil spill everywhere. Clean it up, girl. And then I don't know about Kay, but she is still so confused. She's just adding mess on top of mess. Don't kick Shamea while she's down. That confessional shots were unnecessary. Shamea is already down bad. She did not need it. But we'll see who Kay has beef with at the reunion and how that turns out. And that's it. Bye.
Thanks, Angel. All right. Hold on. I can't find my mouse. There we go. All right, guys. We're almost at 1,000 likes. So I'll drop the call-in link once we get there. Okay. Not Gemini boycott. Ooh. All right. Tammy's backstage. Tammy, what did you want to share about Atlanta?
Hi, Kempere. How are you?
And how are you?
Yes, this is formerly Tamara Montreal, and I changed my username. So, okay, I just want to say, as a Pisces, I know everybody comes for us because we're so emotional, but I'm fiancé with a Taurus, and he adores me, and that's
We're a good
it.
match.
Yes, we are. Okay, so I have not a lot left, but I did write for Angela. I really did, and we're loyal to a fall Pisces, but the moment you start saying nonsense, we're like, excuse me, what are you doing, girl? What are you talking about? So, Angela, I'm sorry, wrote for you, but now I'm like, no.
No.
Anyway, that's all I have to say. Have a good one.
Thanks, Tammy. Take care. Tammy's lucky. She got a Taurus. Just saying. She got a Taurus. Okay, we hit 1,000 likes, guys. Keep liking the video. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to like as well. Keith's backstage. Let's bring Keith up next. Keith, what did you want to share about Atlanta?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So first, I do want to say that believing Portia is telling the truth is like believing Donald Trump is a great president. History has shown otherwise, and I'm more inclined to believe history rather than what you're saying right now. But also, no shade, no tea, but also Angela. And this also go for a few of the members on the cast. I feel like a lot of their reads can somewhat be childish because the whole RHOA, Shamina, Shalaya, I feel like I heard that back in middle school. Now, my name is Keith. I'm gay, so I used to hear Keith likes beef. It's very much childish and like I feel like they could do better than that. Don't laugh, Kempire. That was not that was not funny. Like I rolled my eyes when I heard that because I'm like, come on now.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. But also, lastly, I do want to say, Phaedra shading Pinky being married to a man is quite hilarious considering that she, an attorney, married a convict. That's even more funny in my opinion.
Damn. Thanks, Keith. Woo, child. That Keith likes beef. Wow. It's funny, though. All right, let's bring up Cynthia next. Cynthia, what do you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
Great episode last night. Angela, tomatoes. I really do not like Angela this season. She's a liar. I don't know what the vitriol is with Shamea. I'm Team Shamea. And Cynthia is a flip-flopper. And that's it.
Oh.
Not me, the Cynthia and
No, you just said you this flip-flopper. Bye, Cynthia.
Have a good one.
You too. No, she's not Cynthia's a flip-flopper. Wow. Okay. Z's backstage. Z, what did you want to share about Atlanta?
Hi, Kempire. Thanks
Hey.
for dialing me in. So, my thoughts are, yes, what Angela did this episode was completely wrong, right? However, let's not forget that Shamea actually was the one who brought up Angela's husband first, stating that Charles is outside. She should be worried about her marriage because Charles is outside. And that's when she said, oh, you should be worried. I heard that when he's outside, you outside too. So my problem is Shamea. I get why people are upset with Angela, but let's not take away what Shamea has done this entire season and previous seasons. That's just my 2 cents. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, C. Take care. All right, April, we got a good amount of people. Hold on, y'all. I just dropped the call-in link for the general audience as well. We got a good amount of people backstage, though. All right, April's backstage. April, what did you want to share?
Hi, good afternoon, Kempire. You know, even though you don't ever let my Pisces placements live, I still love you nonetheless. And I will say, like, when it comes to my mama or anybody that I really love, I'm stepping behind you. I can talk about that lady, but you cannot. Like, I've literally, like, stopped talking to people, like my own family members on both sides behind my mama. Don't do that. I feel like Angela's skirt is starting to show, or her slip, because you're like, you don't have the receipts. It's one thing if you have them, but you're getting caught. And I think it was interesting that the ladies sitting on the other side of the table from Shamea and them, they let Shamea get her wax, when if it would have been them, it would have been different. But Shamea is messy. But have a good day, Kempire.
Thanks, April. All right. Let's bring up Tish next. Tish, what did you want to share about Atlanta?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
And how are you?
I'm well. I actually have notes here.
Oh,
so Angela,
love it.
I know. Angela lost me with this episode. She released a statement on Twitter, and then she hashtagged saying, you know, the truth will come out. So I'm waiting for the reunion before I before I make my opinion known on that, because
Same.
I don't want to believe that she is that insane to be making up these lies on TV. I don't know, that's a bit much. And then I absolutely believe Shamea kissed Candy. She did say back then that she was engaged at the time, and that, you know, something like that could ruin her engagement. And Candy and Shamea are friends. So if that was my friend, I would not want to ruin her dynamic. So I do believe that happened, but who knows? They know. And then Andy asks Pinky on Watch What Happens Live to respond to the comment that was made by Phaedra, and she pretty much just brushed it off. I think Pinky is rolling everything off this season. She seems to be very good at that.
Which is good for a housewife.
Yes, I think so. And then my last comment really quickly is that I actually think that Cynthia is trying to help Shamea out. I know people see it otherwise, but I actually think that way. I think that she, even at the table when she said to her, hey, I think that you could be the one to bring everyone together, I think that was a missed opportunity again for Shamea. And I also think that when she went to go sit down and speak to Angela about Shamea, it was so that Angela could empathize with Shamea. But that's my take on it.
You and me both. Everybody think we're delusional.
No.
I don't think she's being malicious. And that's me defending a Pisces. I don't get credit for defending a Pisces. Okay.
Oh, I have nothing to say because I'm a Virgo. And so. Bye-bye.
Bye, Tish. Look, one time I defend the Pisces, y'all like, boo, tomatoes. Okay. All right, let's bring up Amina next. Amina, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Just first of all, sorry, Keith, to laugh at your pain, but Keith Loves Beef took me... that took me out.
No, we're still laughing at Keith.
Trauma, but that was hilarious. And I agree with the other caller that Angela's slip is starting to show. It showed in that therapy session with her daughter. That's why I was first like, Angela's a bit fishy. But this episode was weird to me. Her and Shamea, I think, like if Angela keeps going in this way, she's going to end up like a Shamea, and we're going to get tired of her. But next season, I would like Shamea to go, because that scene in the bedroom showed me that Kelly is a weirdo, but she would be forced to gel with the other girls, and maybe it could be a more cohesive group. But I really don't like Shamea, which is sad. I really wanted to like her, but she's not my cup of tea at all. And Kelly's still a train wreck. She's just slow motion car accident. It hurts to look at her, really, sometimes.
Damn. All right, Amina, thank you so much for calling in. All right, GC's backstage. GC, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, good to see you.
You too.
Just a few things on this, because I don't really watch this that much, but I'll tune in every once in a while. Never liked Angela, the lies. It's nothing but lies with Angela. And I like her last season, and I won't like her any other season, especially the way she interacts with her daughter. She's just a pain. I don't like the gnome. Never did.
Oh, Kelly?
Yeah. I couldn't think of her name, but gnome is what I think of her as. I think Shamea should be given a little bit more grace. She got to find her way because these people are coming for her. And I'm not a big Shamea fan, but I don't want them to be beating up on her. K. Michelle, I like her, but not here.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thanks, GC. Bye. I like K. Michelle, but not here. Damn. All right. Let's bring up Tyler next. Tyler, what's going on?
Hi, Kempire. I will say this, and I will keep saying this. Bring everybody back. Cynthia is a flip-flopper, but Cynthia is an example of you get by further being liked than being qualified. Not saying she's not qualified, but there's a likability factor to Cynthia. And she's done this for so many years. Even if she is formulating an alliance, you'll never be able to know it because Cynthia, her mood doesn't change, her temperament doesn't change.
Sneaky, right? Like a Pisces.
Yes. She's been like that for years, though. That's how she gets by. But she's wrong because how they did Shamea, they were wrong. And Angela, next season, those girls are going to tear you apart. Angela, you read well because you do research on people, girl, and they figured that out. So now, next season, those girls are going to hit you with whatever they find because now they know you go behind the scenes. You are so slow to let Phaedra and Portia know that you sit up here and do research on people. That was the dumbest thing you could do because now they're going to eat you alive next season. Just wait. You remember when Phaedra's decline came when everybody found out she was doing those reads from Cadillac Kimberly? It was she fell flat after that. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. Oh, damn. I think they will come for Angela because they always come for each other at some particular point. Every housewife has their season, but we shall see. I mean, she is a Taurus, so you can come for us. Doesn't mean that we're going to fall, though. Just saying, because people have come for Candy multiple seasons, and she's spun it around. That's Taurus energy, but I can't defend you this week. All right, TJ's backstage. TJ, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay, so yeah, I think, I'm a fan of Angela, but she really disappointed me this week because she was caught in a lie. But like Z said, let's not act like Shamea is innocent. Shamea likes to throw stones in a glass house. She does a lot of things and then she hides her hands behind her back. So let's not act like her being cringy and corny are the only excuses. She also has words for the other housewives. And then what else? I think also the scene at the end was really good. Drew was going through it. Shame, and I feel sorry for her. I'm glad Kelly and Portia made peace. But I'm also, I don't know, I'm holding out for Angela. I feel like she can come back. Come back because she's smart. She's really smart. But for now, I think she should keep quiet until the reunion. She should get off Twitter. But yeah, that's all.
I agree. Thanks, TJ.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right. All right, let me bring up Lovely Sun. Lovely, are you there?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I told you last week. How you doing, Dave? I told you last week that Angela was a little shifty. I told you, had to watch it. She's a little shifty. I don't know what's going on. But let's go back to Kelly. Kelly, they gave you the type of bathroom that resonates your life. Poor. Because you had no tub and you had nothing in there that you got treated the way you treat your employee. You playing somebody through Cash App. You're not paying these people. And then you defaming your husband. You better hope that Bravo keep you next season. They say you're still there, but you getting defamation suits against Bravo because you on this thing lying. Not to say that the man is not telling a lie as well, but it wasn't proven in court that he was. So you causing Bravo some money. So is that the reason why you getting friends with Portia? So because you know that Portia and Shamea is really on the outs and Portia is the queen of RHOA? Why are you getting so familiar with Portia right now? And then after that, you saying that you never kissed a girl. Okay, when Phaedra was up there on the scene and saying that you and Candy was having sex with Todd, nobody disputed that. So make it make sense. If that didn't happen, why you didn't come out and say she was lying?
So I don't believe anything about Shamea. Hopefully she'll find her way. And girl, you better get off that stroke before your husband end up leaving you. Because it's too many accusations and you got to think about how you treated Eva when she came on stage and you asked her business and trying to call out her sexuality with another woman. So now you see how it feels when somebody calls it back on you. But that's all I got, Kempire. You have a good week.
Thank you too, lovely son. Wow, I'm still not over the Kelly drag. Damn, they gave her the bathroom that she deserves. Wow, damn, that's rough. All right, let me bring up. Oh wait, how do you pronounce this? Habeshawit, Habeshawit. Are you there? Oh wait, now it's not letting me add you to the stage. I can't hear you. Do me a favor, drop out and then come back on in. Okay, let me bring up Miss K next. Miss K, turn me off in the background.
Hey, can you hear me, Kempire?
Yes, can you hear me?
I was trying to edit it because this is the K perspective. I got a few different channels. But I need us to focus on Angela for a moment without bringing up, Shamea this, Shamea that. Angela was my favorite, but I'm seeing through her. Do you guys realize that the same behavior that she showed on last night's episode is the same thing she did to her daughter, okay? So when her daughter brought up something to her about why she didn't tell her about her marriage, Angela cut her off and called her entitled and spoiled. When you're entitled and spoiled, you're not paying your own bills. Angela likes to bring up stuff. Soon as somebody calls her out, she switches it. That's like those narcissistic people that you can't have a conversation with. You ever have a conversation with somebody and as soon as you bring something up, they take something you said and then they run with it in another direction. And she did that to Shamea when she got caught in her lie. She took it in another direction instead of owning up to it. So I know my timer is up. I just wanted to say that we got to really watch her.
So you think that this situation with her daughter, that her daughter isn't, is paying her own bills and she isn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think when Angela gets caught in something, she deflects, like she takes it in a different direction. And we saw it with her daughter. We saw it with Shamea. She's literally showing us who she is. And I don't think somebody said that people turn on the fan favorites. I don't think that's what it is because she was my favorite. I think we're just starting to see who she really is. Like she's not a good person. She has had a hard on for Shamea, and we can say what we want about Shamea, but every single episode she focuses on her to the point that she's seeming obsessed right now. Like it's not even funny or fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, she was my favorite, but she really showed us who she was last night because she did the exact same thing to her daughter.
Okay. Thanks, Miss K.
No problem.
I'll say this, being a Taurus, Tauruses do not like to be wrong. So I could see Angela when people are figuring out that she might be wrong in situations, she's going to fight to be right the entire time. Angela, this is where a healed Taurus versus an unhealed Taurus comes in. You got to start taking some accountability. And I hope you took some accountability at this reunion because I have to agree with Ms. K. It does feel like you have sort of like this hard on for Shamea. And it's just like, why? Because everyone else is ganging up on her this season? All right. Let's see. Let me try Habeshwat. Are you there?
Yeah, hi.
Hey. How are you? Can you hear me?
Subscriber. Nice to meet you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm a new subscriber. I just found you while I was waiting. I discovered while I was waiting on airport. Somebody told me, and I was binging your videos.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. At the airport?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Thank you to that person.
Yeah. I've been binging, and I want to say something about Angela.
Okay.
She's a mean woman, I would say. One thing I would like to say, if you remember, I think 2 episodes ago, she said something about Angela being, Shamea being outside. She was insinuating what I'm thinking because she had small children and a sick child. She shouldn't live her life. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh.
And
but she should be at home.
Yeah. Anyways, nice to meet you.
Welcome to the community. Everyone says welcome. How do you pronounce your name?
Actually, that's not my name. I'm from Ethiopia, so we call ourselves Habesha.
Oh.
As a Jamaican person, you know what Ethiopian people are.
Yes.
Rastafari. So
yes.
Habesha, we are Habesha.
Oh.
Habesha people, like ethnic city. We call Ethiopian ourselves Habesha. So I'm Habesha.
Okay. Well, welcome. Are you calling from Ethiopia or are you?
No.
Okay.
I live in Germany, in Frankfurt.
Oh. Okay. Excuse me. Well, we appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Take care.
You're fun, man. Bye.
Bye. I first of all, I want to go back to Germany. I haven't been to Germany in a couple of years. I also want to go to Ethiopia. Just saying. I know you guys didn't ask, but I'm just letting you know on my travel list, those are places I would like to return and to visit. Okay. All right. And I don't have any plans right now, and I need to make some plans. All right. Focus. Nikki's backstage. Nikki, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
So, quick one. Cynthia has actually been a good neutral party. Shamea is actually looking for smoke in clear air. And then did you see how Portia looked at Shamea when she said that she hasn't been with a woman? I mean, yes. Portia was trying to, that look, I was like, ma'am, it says it all, okay? Mm-hmm. Shamea, I do think that Shamea's energy is definitely misguided. She's really hurt about the end of her friendship with Portia, and she's just, trying to get at anyone inside who she thinks contributed or brought the facts to Portia, okay? Angela has also made some phenomenal catchphrases this season. I'm giving her grace. Sorry about that. I'm giving her grace because she is grieving. And some people do get ugly, when they're grieving. So I do think that she does have to heal. And then, one more thing. If you could tomorrow during the polygamist
conversation
show that you're going to do, please, if you can put like a poll where people can state who they identify as, Joyce, Matipe, or Essie. I think that'll be interesting.
Oh, right? That would be interesting.
Right? No,
wait, let me ask you,
Joyce.
Who would you?
Yes, Joyce, until I found Jesus.
Oh.
I've got a story to tell, but listen, I'm gonna be on the bestsellers. That's what I'm gonna say. As I have to write a book at this point.
Okay, so tomorrow we're going to talk about it during Tuesday Takeover. But if we get in, because a lot of people in the chat have not watched it yet, maybe we'll do a separate live to dig deeper into the Polygamous on Netflix. All right, thanks, Nikki.
That'll be fun. Thank you. Bye, Kempire.
Bye. We have such a large, first of all, African community, but also specifically South Africa. So I'm glad that we could talk about a show that everyone can get into and everyone can watch. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that during Tuesday Takeover tomorrow. Tuesday Takeover tomorrow will probably be at 1:30 2 p.m. So stay tuned. If you're following the channel, then you'll be around. All right. Oh, Destiny says, I identify as none. I don't identify as any of them, to be honest with you. Because there ain't no way, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. But that's a good poll. Maybe I'll put the poll in the actual community post here on YouTube because I actually want to hear. I want to hear what you guys say. All right, let me get to these last couple of calls, guys. You're just joining us. We're talking about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be sure to vote in our live chat poll. Matter of fact, let me look at the live chat poll to see how you guys are voting this week's episode. I feel like this season is definitely doing way better when it comes to us as a community. But I did see the live ratings, and I know people are watching on Peacock and things like that. Peacock, you're still using that old photo that includes Nene. I thought they would have fixed that by now, but it still came up today with the new episode. I was like, that's an old cast photo, and it includes Nene. I'm just thinking someone over there is a Nene fan. I don't know. It's not Andy. Boop. All right, with over 1,500 votes, you guys are rating this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta between 7 and 10 with 73% of the vote, 4 to 6 with 23% of the vote, and 1 to 3 with 4%. So overall, you guys are really enjoying this week's episode. How are you feeling about the season? I feel like the season has been solid. I definitely think the season has been solid. All right, let me get back to the rest of these calls. Born to Win is backstage. Born to Win, what did you want to share?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, so first of all, Cynthia is playing like the fence. I'm not gonna lie, and I think I just have PTSD from she and Nene and Kenya's friendship. How she used to kind of play the fence to see and make it look like she was neutral, and then if Nene was to say something directly at her or call her out, then she will then be more Team Kenya, and she did the same with Kenya and Nene. I know their relationships is very different compared to like Shamea and Portia, but I just say it's character versus the relationship that she had with those people. It just speaks to who she is as a person. She likes to play it safe until she feels like you are attacking her. Then she jumps on the side that she originally wanted to be on. And really quickly, I'm sorry, I know my time is up, but I am Team Shamea right now when it comes to Angela, and I love Angela. Like, I absolutely love how she is. She's so witty. However, you know, she is coming off very nasty and just mean that people do not sometimes understand, like, the repercussion of things. You are coming out as a married woman, knowing you have your own family. To say that about Shamea with no proof, and you know the family dynamic that she has, especially with the children and everything involved. I know we are on a show, but we should not allow our character to. We should never just mess our own characters up,
For the
just for
sake of television.
entertainment's sake. Yeah, it's just it could go too far, like the whole Portia and Phaedra thing. Like, it can go far, and you don't want to ever be a part of that. A family, you know, being ruined because of a TV show. Like, it's just not. I'm not happy with Angela right now. So yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Born
Have
to
a
Win.
good day.
You
Thanks
too.
for my time. Sorry.
Of course, that's okay. Thanks, Born to Win. Hold on. Malaysia said, Angela must be watching. She just tweeted saying she didn't know what was said to her daughter until she watched the show. She doesn't make any sense. So why? I don't get it. So your daughter just mentioned that Shamea said something to you. What did she say? Let me see what she said on X. Please hold. Let me see what she said. Because she could be watching on X. Hey, Angela. And she's probably feeling it this week because she's so used to the fans loving her. But, hold on a second. Liz McGraw might not be returning to Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Liz not. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Apparently, that's a report from Bravo and Cocktails in regards to Liz McGraw from Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Let me see if I can find Angela. Please hold. Angela Oakley. Let me see what she said. What did Angela say on social media? Hold on. She got... So 30 minutes ago, she wrote, I'll leave with this. It was brought to the group, not by me. The conversation was brought to Shamea, sorry, damn. With extra juice. Shamea puts extra juice on it to the wife, and yet I brought the wrong receipt. Trust it all gets cleared up. Okay. According to Angela on her Twitter, she says it gets cleared up. I hope it does. But Angela, right now, you looking real crazy. Hold on, there's more tweets. Let me go read through the tweets and we'll get to people in a second, to the rest of the callers. So Angela also said earlier, about 42 minutes ago, she says they would go on a 2-week break before the full story is revealed. Oh, yeah, so there's no new episode next week, y'all? Hold on, they would go on a 2-week break before the full story is revealed. I can't take the wins with the losses. Oh, wait, no, she said I can take the wins with the losses. She then says, I also didn't know what was said to my daughter until I saw it on the show. My reaction stands. Please don't speak to my daughter. But wait, I'm not understanding why you still would react. So why you knew she spoke to your daughter, but what did your daughter Amari say she was mean to me? Like, I don't understand. That doesn't explain your reaction, Angela. Angela, get off of Twitter. Angela, you want to call in, Angela? Always thinking about the show. Angela, since you're watching, maybe we'll sit down for one of my Patreon interviews coming up. Angela, you want to sit down? Want to talk about it? Or call in now. Look, call in now. All right, let me look. Should I tweet her the link? All right, the last time we did that, that's how we got the Oprah interview, so... All right, focus. So Angela then says on Twitter, okay, hang on. Truth is coming for all involved, wife included, because what the F? Then she reposts what someone else says. See, I'm a supporter and I want to believe this. But when the other ish with Phaedra and the heckler was disproved, not the heckler, make this look like a lie. Hopefully the receipts are receding this time, boo. So she reposts that and she says, Angela says, I can respect it. I've apologized to Phaedra. I got it wrong when the truth was right in my face. What now looks misplaced is me finally realizing who sent them. So it gets worse before it gets better. Huh? So she reposts another person on social media that says, her saying Shamea acts like she's married to the Prince of Zamunda just showed us she's jealous, and that's why she's trying to come for Shamea's marriage. Y'all better stop downplaying Charles Oakley and his legacy and his quaint. Okay? All right. So Angela says, no, it was said because she doesn't have a marriage to come for. Respect mine and I'll respect yours. Simple. She then says, in another tweet, Angela, I'll leave with this. It was brought to the group not by me. The conversation was brought to Shamea with extra juice. Shamea put extra juice on it to the wife, and yet I brought the wrong receipt. Trust it all gets cleared up. Another person says, yep, even if she's right, she won't win when she goes low like them. She reposts that comment and says, baby, I'm still trying to figure out how we got here. I'm going to tell my truth, even if I have to get in the mud to do so. So Angela wasn't done, y'all. We're reading Angela's tweets. For those that are just joining us for our Real Housewives of Atlanta recap, we had breaking news about Angela on Twitter. So Angela says, also, please go support Crash to Cash, George and Ashley's company. A private conversation got exploited and twisted and turned. They've been wanting to get on the show. You guys made it. Oh, so now you're turning on your neighbors? You're saying that they've always wanted to be on the show? I mean, that's most of Atlanta, so I can believe that to be true. But now that's how you're spinning it. Now you're discrediting them. So she's like, check their Instagram. I'm going to learn to not speak to those who want affiliation. So now Angela's saying that George and Ashley just wanted to be on the show. Okay, but you called her, though. You gave her a moment. You gave her speaking time. Okay? So, oh, damn. And this was my problem with you last season, Angela. You gave speaking time to those boys, those men. I could say a lot of things here, but I'm going to leave it alone. You gave time to them on this show, and now here you go again, making another rookie mistake that we told you shouldn't have done last season, Angela. You did this last season, Angela. You gave time to people that didn't need the light. Lord have mercy. So then she says in her tweet 9 minutes ago, I'm going to have to keep refreshing. In response to another person, Mel says, they are super media trained. I hope Angela goes on more interviews and stuff next season. It's a way to practice and really craft the narratives plus public perception. She reposts this, and Angela says, got me looking crazy for real. Angela, you want to call in, girl? Angela, someone tweet her the link. Look, someone tweet her. Like, you want to call in, girl? You want to call in, Angela? All right, call in, girl. Call in. All right, Asia says Angela's a liar. Let's get to the rest of the callers. De La Shay's backstage. De La Shay, what did you think about Angela?
In the spirit of pride, I refuse to live in a binary, and therefore I won't be choosing sides like 50 Cent. Ooh. But in the words of Michael Jackson, Angela's a mean and she's a bully. Okay, she gives off heavy TBL, toxic black mom vibes. Like, it's clear she loves her kid, but y'all let her little reads and her little funny skirt past her subtle homophobia, the gaslighting, the silencing tactics. I wasn't here for it. And with that in mind, like, I thought it was super whack that Pusha P and Phonetic Fefe to be quiet while Angela accused Shamea at the table after hearing the neighbors say out loud Angela was a lie and the truth ain't in her. Like, how easy, if they were talking about they wanted to get past the drama so they could actually have fun, like in the spirit of Kelly, if Kelly like bypassing Drew's shady ass comment and bringing up her drama into the room, I feel like they could have did the same thing and just squashed it right there. All right, my time is up. I respect you and I respect the gays. Bye.
Happy Pride, y'all. We only have one more day. But we are still running our Pride fundraiser until we reach our $10,000 goal. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. And those of you that have watched our channel, and I'm not saying to the people that already donated, but those of you that haven't donated or shared our videos for people to donate, shame on you. Look, shame on you. So I'm going to run it up until we hit our $10,000 goal. So I've extended it for the month of August. So Thank you. Melody says, yes, call in and help us understand. I don't know if she would, but here we are. June is backstage. Let's bring up June next. June, what do you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta? June?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you?
Go ahead.
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me? So I just wanted to say that I think Angela is a pick-me, and Angela is a pick-me not for friendship, but Angela is a pick-me to be a fan favorite. I think that's why she's always in the comments, reading at what fans are saying, and then using that in the show and using that in the reunion. So she has seen that the fans love Portia, some of the fans apparently still love Phaedra, and now she is trying to get into that. So is Shamea good? No, Shamea has had her issues in the show, but I think Angela's mask is slowly slipping away. I respect the timer. I'm sending you love from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you, Kempire.
Thanks, June. Take care. There's a little bit of a delay. Shout out. I want to go to Kenya too. I just need to do an Africa tour. Okay, let's put that into the universe. A Kempire After Dark Africa. Live from Africa. Oh, I would love that. Who would come? What country should we go to? Kenya, obviously. South Africa, obviously. Where else? All right, Nigeria, my roots. Okay. All right, let's bring up Jesse. What's going on, Jesse?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
How are you?
I'm well. It's so good to talk to you. This is my first time calling in.
Yes.
I just wanted to address can I say Liga Biga Tigga community? Even though I'm an ally, and this is not commentary on any of the housewives. I just wanted to comment kind of on Bravo's lack of not really addressing certain things in certain conversations in the community. Like we have a large Black community and we have a large LGBTQIA or Liga Tigga Biga community. And for whatever reason, I just feel that, especially with what's going on with Portia and a lot of the other women in the Bravo universe, I mean, the Morocco trip, I would implore Bravo to, okay, if you can't address the colorism and the racism of it all, at least try to address your community sorry, I'm over the limit, but at least try to address the Liga Tigga Biga community, address the LGBTQIA community, and saying that Portia is not a monolith. Like, she's not one person that's going through this. Like, I mentioned in the chat about Watch What Happens Live and Danae Benton being on Watch What Happens Live, and her saying, like, I completely understand what Portia's going through when it comes to, like, somebody like Sway coming through and giving her, like, the business or whatnot. But I think that we need to address that. And I think that if we address the LGBTQIA, the controversy around some of those conversations, then we'll be more open, or Bravo will be more open to address the colorism and the racism. That's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, Jesse. Take care.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye. Good luck. Look, I don't think they're going to, but yeah. All right, let me say thank you, and then we'll get to some more callers. Thank you, Linz, for the super chat. Where is this from, Linz? I think I need to shimmy, because it's a whole other color. Look at me shimmy. Linz, thank you so much for the super chat. Linz says, Angela and that clay ceramic come on. Ceramic nose can go. I also hated how the girls did not defend Shamea. Reminded me of season 8 with Kenya and the gang mentality. Yeah, and I'm sure Shamea felt it too. Hence why probably Shamea continues to feel left out from the group. Jacob, thank you for another super chat. Jacob says, Angela has just tweeted basically stating that she will be vindicated in the next episodes, which we just read through all of her tweets. Let me refresh just in case. I thought she said she was leaving. No, okay, yeah, she hasn't said anything else. All right. Thank you so much, Jacob, for the super chat and for the heads up. Maloney, thank you so much for the super chat. Maloney says, if Liz leaves for Housewives of Long Island, you mean Rhode Island, who will be the head housewife in charge? I have to say, there's potential for a couple of them, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see whether or not I can see Liz leaving the show. I can definitely see Liz leaving the show. Masore, Sese, Thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate your support. Guys, you can also support just by liking today's video. We're almost at 1,200 likes, but we have quite a few of you, almost 2,000 of you watching on multiple platforms. Be sure to follow us on Twitch. Be sure to follow us on Patreon. We've relaunched our Patreon, so be sure to follow us there. A lot of new content is coming there. And be sure to follow us on X, because I'm live tweeting. I was live tweeting about the BET Awards. I was live tweeting about Real Housewives of Atlanta, Rhode Island, all that stuff. Also follow me on Threads. Everything is The Kempire on Instagram, all the places. Okay, let's get to the last couple of callers, and then we're going to get up out of here because we've been live for almost 3 hours. All right. Malaysia's backstage. Malaysia, what did you want to share about Atlanta? Malaysia, you're muted. Malaysia Brooks. Maybe I'm muted. Maybe she doesn't hear me. All right, Malaysia, I'm going to drop you down. Maybe you'll come back later. Someone let Malaysia know we were trying to get to her. All right. Nima, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I just have just 2 points that I want to raise. Okay. So firstly, I wanted to say that do you remember when Shamea invited Ralph to lunch behind Drew's back?
Oh yeah.
And also that's a topic we should get into. And also K Michelle doesn't really know if she's LGBT, or she doesn't know her section. I don't know. She should go through some introspection, So yeah, those are just my 2 points I would like to. And Delulu's not the Salulu. Yeah, that's all I would like to say. And love the show. Love, love, love. Hugs and kisses. Yeah.
Thank you, Nima.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. Let me try Malaysia again. Malaysia, are you there? Malaysia, you're back there and you're not responding. All right. Lee's backstage. Lee, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good. Just a little thing. Maybe the previous caller does need to drop out and come back in because I was having a hard time hearing you too.
Okay.
But anyways, I just wanted to say that I feel like with the history of Atlanta, nobody should be bringing up any type of rumors without a receipt. It's just that goes for Angela, that goes for Portia, that goes for Phaedra, that goes for all the ladies. If you want to bring some tea, you need to make sure that tea is hot and real. We don't want the Lipton, okay? We need something, of substance, because we already know that when somebody feels slighted, they like to get down, they like to get dirty, which is fine, but make sure you know how to back it up. And that's it. Also, I really did like the last scene of all the ladies who were going through a divorce or is already divorced, just kind of showing a sisterhood. I feel like despite them trying to get down and dirty, that is what they do really best, is, trying to comfort each other after everything. So I thought that was really special.
Definitely. Thanks, Lee, for calling in.
All right. Talk soon.
Bye. All right. Let's bring up Kimmy next. Kimmy, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I just wanted to say I really enjoyed. Oh, first I got to say, yes, us Tauruses have a hard time being wrong because we're always right.
I mean,
but anyways,
9 times out of 10.
So I feel for her. But I really have enjoyed the season. And this episode was the first time I wanted to actually watch it from beginning to end, not just have it be background noise. And I really enjoyed it. And I also enjoyed Pinky, even on Watch What Happens Live. She seems to be herself. I like who she's a real person. I even like the shade she threw at the other women talking about how they come for her. Talking about, parts of the other bodies are not necessarily authentic, but I appreciated her being real and her being representing plus size girls. Two good things. I also like Portia last night. She finally was authentic with that last scene, and I think she's funny all the time, but I liked her being real. And yes, Angela's doing too much, but hey, she'll get it back together. She's one of my faves. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Kimmy. All right. Let me try Malaysia one more time. Malaysia, are you there? Malaysia. Someone go do a health check on Malaysia. All right, we'll drop Malaysia now. Audrey's backstage. Audrey, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me? Because I can't hear you. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me?
Okay, great, because I can't hear you. By the way, you look so cute in that outfit, and I just want to say really quickly, you can really see your weight loss in the beginning intro because your face is fuller, and now it's really like slimmed down. So I just wanted to tell you that really quickly.
Thank you.
So I'm a Scorpio, so I psychoanalyze everything. I think I got it with Angela, and it hit me last night. I think Angela never got over the fact that Charles cheated on her. Every single time she accuses Shamea of anything, it's about cheating. And I think it's projection. I think she never got over it. And so the whole thing about the Shamea and cheating is really about herself. I think she looked so desperate and she looked so pathetic when she was calling her neighbor. That looked so whack. And here in Atlanta, by the way, that guy's billboards are everywhere, and that was like, please, like, no way in the world was Shamea messing with that guy, and she knew that. That looked so bad for Angela, and I don't know how she's going to dig her way out of it, but that was a serious L, and Angela should just take that L. And just one more thing that you mentioned that you were so right about, Kay in those confessionals, she is so funny, and that is the Kay that people want to see. And she used to be like that on Love and Hip Hop, and she was funny like that in real time. And so I don't know what is going on. I remember one thing she said really quickly. One thing she said on Love and Hip Hop that I never forgot when she said about Jocelyn. I remember one thing she said off the top. She said, Jocelyn looks like a woman who sleeps on a bed with no sheets. Like, K. Michelle used to say things like that off the rip. That was just funny. And so I don't know what happened to that woman. But anyway, happy Pride. I love your outfit. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Audrey. I think y'all playing like y'all don't hear me. I think some of y'all playing like y'all can't hear me, so y'all can ignore the buzzer. But it's okay. We love when Audrey calls in. I mean, Lord, Angela, it's okay. Get off of Twitter. Get off of social media for the week. Or next week, too, because apparently we're not going to get a new episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta for 2 weeks. Doesn't mean that we won't be live. Doesn't mean that we won't be doing special lives. We'll be live again tomorrow afternoon for our Tuesday takeover. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to turn on your notifications. Be sure to follow us everywhere. And don't forget, you can get our Pride merch at houseofkempire.com. But don't forget, you could also watch us exclusively on thekempire.com. There's a lot of new things coming to thekempire.com. So go check it out. Go to thekempire.com. You can watch us there. You can get the merch there. You can also sign up for the mailing list there. You're missing out on a lot of stuff. Also, don't forget the Patreon has been relaunched. So there's a lot of new content coming. So join us at Patreon, patreon.com/thekempire. All right? Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to everyone that sent in Super Chat, Venmos, Cash Apps. We appreciate it. Jess, thank you so much for the Super Chat. And another one. Jess says, I'm tired of storylines being rumors and nastiness. The show should be about the personality clashes and their personal lives. I agree with you, especially when the rumors don't have any truth to them. And we saw that with Real Housewives of Rhode Island. There's a lot of truth and proofs and receipts that were dropped yesterday. But the Kelsey of it all with the rumors against Rosie is like, okay, so where's your proof? And now it's just giving that you're obsessed. There's no actual proof. At least with Joellen last night, she was dropping the receipts. I was like, damn, Joellen, get a life. But I appreciate the receipts, okay? Velda says, need a buzzer then a foghorn. Lord have none. Ooh. Okay. All right. Thank you to everyone that liked today's video. If you're part of the replay crew, I want to know your thoughts. Where you're watching from, how you'd rate this week's episode, how are you feeling about the season, and your thoughts on this week's episode. All right. Let's continue this conversation there. Thank you for our 1,189 likes. And thank you to everyone that liked on Facebook. Those of you that have reposted and are watching on Twitch as well. We appreciate you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow for our Tuesday takeover and whatever else we have coming on this week. So be sure to subscribe. All right. Thank you all for being here. See you in the next one. And thank you to our sponsors. Be sure to check out MyFitnessPal, Factor Meals, and Bowl and Branch in the description for everything discounted. All right. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.